Chat, it is finally here. It has finally happened. A Western!
It's a Western.
Saturday night film club Western. Daryl, we got there. So we can actually talk about Western. And we've only then got one genre to go. That's martial arts movie. And then we've done the main genres, I believe. So that's it. But Sandy, is this 284, I think it is, if you do the sub.
Did you say 284?
No, not 284. 84. So 84. 284. Yeah, I missed a few.
5 years from
84,
now,
80,
you can say
85.
that. Yeah. Yes,
84.
this is number 84.
84. So we had every other genre, and we had a few bang, bang, bang. And I think this is now Clint Eastwood's. He is in now the 3 or 4 club. Is he in the 3 at least?
3 at least, because we had Trouble with the Curve, Dirty Harry, and now this one. Is there something I'm missing?
I think it's 3. Yeah, I think he's in 3.
Yeah. So we got, but
yes. It's our first Gene Hackman, right?
First Gene, second Richard Harris.
Second Richard Harris.
First Morgan Freeman, I believe, as well.
First Morgan Freeman.
What was Richard Harris?
Oh God, that one where he was the like the guy starting. God, I can't remember what that one's like slipping my mind. What the premise of it was, something about England in some uprising or something that he was leading.
Cromwell?
Cromwell. That's what it was. God, I couldn't think of. Sorry.
Clearly,
I'm not a historian.
Their Civil War. It's just only their Civil War.
Bloody English Civil War.
I was gonna say Civil War, but I didn't want to misspeak, and I'm like, God, I'm already butchering the history. I really don't want to make it worse by saying Civil War if it wasn't. God, I'm such not a historian.
now, Sandy. Unfortunately, because I know you know the answer, you're banned from the quiz question today.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. So,
okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Just
I won't take it personally.
Okay. Listen. Well, no, because you're going to get it straight away. Let me just.
Oh, quickly. I understand.
Yeah.
But nobody knows when I just won't talk. I could click. You wouldn't know if I clicked the button.
But then,
have no idea.
But once you, I like this quiz question because once I do the quiz question, then afterwards, once I reveal the answer, you can tell us all the history.
Oh, maybe not. This is not my area of history, but I'll...
No. But you'll see it. No, not the...
Oh, I know what it is now. I know 100% what it is. And I'll just be quiet.
Let me just quickly do it. And now, Jay, this is where did you listen in school? This is
not as much as I should have. I can tell you that.
There you go, Sandy. No, I guarantee. There's a quiz question, everyone. And the quiz question is, Sandy,
I knew that was going to be it.
Which president was English Bob talking about when he said, yes, why not shoot the president?
We need to be quiet. I think for American YouTube, at least wait a few minutes before you say all those words strung together. I'm just saying, because they won't go knock on your door, James. They'll come to my door. They're closest to me.
It's historically correct. It's like
Quantico, Virginia, the headquarters, and the headquarters of the FBI and the Secret Service is close by, are probably within walking distance of my house. So
that's why Jay's completely silent.
I'm not saying nothing. All I'm saying is, for the record, YouTube, we're talking about the movie Unforgiven, and the line from the movie is strictly what we're talking about.
There we go. I'll get a ding dong in a moment like that. Hello. That's it. But Unforgiven, 1992. We've reeled off all the main actors. This is it's a Western. It's going to be male driven. We'll go into it later. A female supporting actresses, but it's about these four guys, really. Richard Harris, I would still say his role is supporting. I just think he's on the bill because he's Richard Harris. Yeah, and he was very, very wanted by Clint Eastwood and the production team to actually do this. But Sandy, you've seen it how many times?
This would be the third time.
Third, okay. Jay, your first time?
First for me, yep.
Now, this is weird because this is probably around about my 20th, 30th. I don't know.
Oh, really?
So it runs on TV. See, it doesn't run on... For me, I guess, because I don't look at a lot of the pay services except HBO. I don't think this has been running on regular television. I saw it in the movies, in the theater, and I saw it like once on television cut. But I don't see this in circulation. I don't know, Jay, do you notice if it's like...
Jay wasn't even... I'm going to go for Jay. Were you even born?
Depends which month it came out of this year. But honestly, growing up, it wasn't really one that I remember being on TV much. That even just like skipping through channels, because there was two channels, TNT, and there was another one that used to always show old kind of movies like this. Not necessarily old, but like older than I was at the time.
Come on, this was my
this one really was. Even when I was growing up at the time of TNT, like it would have been like a 6, 7, 8-year-old movie that so like not even necessarily old, but just these action movies. Like TNT used to always show things like The Negotiator and The Fugitive, and just like all things like that. This one obviously being more Western than just straight up, obviously not an action movie, but these kind of guy movies, I guess is how I could put it. These kind of guy, themed movies in terms of gritty and or action. Used to have channels with it all the time, and I don't remember this one being on it much. I don't remember skipping by it. I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember even kind of to talk about streaming services a bit. I don't remember it really doing a big circulation on streaming services. I don't remember seeing it on Netflix, HBO, anything. I had to get it off Amazon Prime and actually order it because I didn't see it on any streaming service that I have. So,
same here in the UK.
Yeah, which I thought was weird for how good of a movie or how highly regarded of a movie it is. It's not on anything. It's just you got to buy it if you want to watch it or rent it if you want to watch it.
Yeah, it's a very bizarre. I'm guessing it's the draw of the day's streaming service, Western.
Well, I don't even know
really pump them out. It's like that,
what studio is it? Because like, is it? It's not W.
It's
just
Paramount.
W.
It's
Is it Paramount? Yeah, it's not even on Paramount Plus.
It's not even on that. Yeah, I've got.
Which I thought was weird. So I don't know.
I think it's Universal Paramount. I think it's maybe it's one at Universal, but even that you would think.
Yeah, you would think it'd be on something.
I always say to everyone's going to go for a tangent is when the streaming service announced look, we're going to go all digital, everything's going to be available. This is a movie that is an Oscar winner and is not available on streaming services. And this is why a lot of people get pissed off. I did it, and I must say the worst thing is selling physical media.
Yep.
But you can't find the good movies because they don't want to put them on there because they're like they're not good for TikTok. So yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like not to go on a rant about streaming services and the crap they have on it, but when you look at Netflix and you have, Netflix original productions are like 20-1, 20 pieces of crap, one good movie. Yeah. How is this not on your library? Like, how have you not paid to get the rights to something like this? Or just other good ones too that, there's been quite a few that we've done in Film Club where I've had to rent it on Amazon Prime because it's the only way to get it in terms of digitally at least. And I'm just, sometimes I rack my brain of like, how could this possibly not be on some stream with all the freaking streaming services we have? How did this not make it on there, or countless other ones that we've done? Just beyond me. And then you see some of the crap that's on them and it's like, wow, interesting.
Yeah, it's just like I'm guessing this would be classed as one of the because it's a Oscar, one of the last classics kind of westerns like the to be there, and it's just like how you don't not that. I get really annoyed. I'm sorry, I'm going to that Netflix is they don't have any black and white in the UK. Do not have any black and white. You cannot find any black and white movies on Netflix.
I want to say HBO Max has some, or they used to have some, right? They do have some.
Prime
I don't know.
I
don't know what the collection is, but yeah, Prime does have some as well.
It's weak. It's like no, but that's the thing. Is like I've got a niece never seen a black and white movie. I'm like, oh, what?
I've never honestly truly sat down and watched one to like analyze it and watch it until Film Club. I've seen some in the past, bits and pieces, or just in passing.
Well, I'm going to tell you now.
But this was Film Club. Film Club is when I really sat down to watch them because, again, one, it's a generational thing, but two, they're really not made very easy to find or very easy to sit down and
Yeah.
watch. Like there's not a great collection of them on any streaming service that I'm aware of. And,
No.
why that is, I really don't know.
No, my physical media, I made sure I would not get anything that was in a foreign language and anything was in black and white. Lucky enough. But even like some good, like, I don't know what, The Fifth Element, very simple sci-fi, very fun movie. You cannot find that on the streaming service. You cannot.
Oh, really?
Find it.
There are
didn't even know
some
that.
really good films you just can't find, and I could be happy with the old Turner Classic Movies channel before they changed up programming. I could watch that all day. Every film was worth watching, and then they had all that programming in between, like behind the actors or inside the actor's studio, and I don't know, there was some other, and even just the hosts that would go to like introduce the film. I could watch that all day, and then they stripped that down, and now there's commercials on it. I mean, just okay, we're sounding old. Just slightly.
Yeah, he died, didn't he, Turner? Was it like a month, like less than a month
not too
ago,
long ago. Ted Turner died. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Woo. But that's it. Anyway, off the tangent. Just for Daryl, we go back to Unforgiven.
Daryl, yay!
Yeah. So yes, Unforgiven. Oh my god, I've seen it so many times. But we're gonna go for it now. I must say, I'm gonna go for the start. I do like the simple, sad, mellow music they have at the beginning and at the end. It's very. It's like that because he could have gone, a bit more spaghetti western with this, and I think this is one of the
orchestral,
yeah, like that.
This is very simple.
It's very, very simple. But we get. I'm gonna go for this is still Alberta. I had to look it up. This isn't like it's all shot in Alberta.
It's not filmed in the United States.
And I was like, oh, this Wyoming looks really pretty. Yeah, it's Alberta.
This entire film was filmed in Canada, and I think I know why. I think because probably there's more just barren landscapes. I don't know. Or maybe it was the time of year.
But Wyoming now.
Wyoming, from what I understand, is still pretty
empty.
just pretty.
What's the major city in Wyoming?
Was it Carson
I forget.
City?
What is the
Carson
That
City?
sounds
Carson.
right.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, it's one of those.
I've actually always wanted to go to Wyoming. From what I've heard, it's an absolutely gorgeous place.
It is gorgeous.
It is in this movie.
Yeah, right.
I've only been there because most of Yellowstone is in Cheyenne. Cheyenne.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Most of Yellowstone is in Wyoming with a little bit in Montana, and it is absolutely breathtaking. And yet there is a lot of empty space there. So yeah, Cheyenne, Casper. I must have been Carson City's Nevada. What's wrong with me?
I love that because it's
Casper. Yeah.
If you're in I'm into westerns because of my stepfather, yeah, they're like the names you always hear, like from like the black and white westerns. Always like that. It's like that territory, was a thing. But it's good. But yeah, I do like this bit. I do like you've got to read like that, and it's just how we're gonna quickly explain Will Munny. It's just like that, a known thief and murderer, and he changes his life because of his wife, and then
because
of course
one good woman. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she unexpectedly, smallpox, 1878. So this is So I'm guessing what it would be. What Sandy? Where was Wyoming, and what was it called? It wasn't Wyoming, was it? When was Wyoming formed? During your American Civil War.
I was going to say first it was the big wave of expansion after the Civil War, would have brought people all the way out. This was, I don't know if it was the Wyoming territory, but Wyoming was not a state until 1890. So
1890, okay.
But the cool thing is, even though, and I don't know if this played into the storyline a tiny bit, Wyoming was the first territory, it wasn't even a state yet, to allow women to vote a full 60 years before other women in the United States could vote. They allowed women the right to vote in 1869. So before they were a state, women were allowed to vote, and they always had their right to vote. Because women worked as hard as the men did out on the frontier.
I was going to say,
was it
because And probably there's a couple of times I run the farm. I own this land. My husband's died, and that's it. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. That's a good
love
little
that.
fact. That's it. But yeah, so we get then Big Whiskey, Wyoming. Big Whiskey is not a real place. Oh, so that's it. So we could jump forward 1880. And we jump straight into it, and this bit, the screenshots are going to be very dark because it's a dark bit. But we go for it as we get to what do they call it? Billiards. The billiards.
The billiards hall. There's no billiards. They sold the table 5 years ago.
Yeah, but we get billiards is good. That is quite blowout. What do we call it? I don't know what the polite word. Billiards.
Indoor sports.
It's a billiards. It's
Indoor
billiards. Yes. Women are subject to money. But we get two young not cowboys, are they? Just ranchers or
they call
something,
them cowboys. They're not.
Yeah, but they're not cowboys then. And we get. What is her name? Oh,
Delilah, I believe.
Delilah.
Delilah.
Yeah, Delilah.
She insulted his manhood in the slightest of ways.
When he got it out, she giggled because it's tiny. So in his rage, he sliced the guy up. Sorry, to slice the girl up. And now this is where I think we get like that. He calls in his friend, like, because they hear it, and then he goes, hold her, and then he slices, and then his friend quickly tries to get him off her, and then he just goes in. Yeah, it's just a bit brutal. But then we get Daily. We get them tending to her wounds. And I'm guessing back then it's literally it's one of those that you'll be lucky if you have a doctor in like that. You're gonna have probably the person who's the vet. They're looking after the horses that might come over.
The undertaker, it's all the same guy. It's the guy with the sharpest knife. I mean, that's what it is.
But these girls would have known to look after themselves. I'm guessing these girls. I think there's a. I always say you guys watch Helen Wills. There's a great scene in that is where they know how to protect themselves without the guy knowing. They're protecting themselves in two different ways. It's quite amusing to see. That they're not as dumb as you think. They might have a very lewd profession, but they aren't dumb. They know what they're charging and know where they store their money. And I think this goes on that. Now we get what is her name?
God, it's something like strawberry something.
Yeah, strawberry. Yes, it's strawberry. Strawberry Alice.
Is that
strawberry
it?
Alice.
That's
Yeah.
it. Strawberry Alice. Alice. Yeah. She's kind of. I suppose you want to call it the madame. I guess.
The madam, the mum. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's a boss. But they've got the two guys tied downstairs, and then we get to see Little Bill, who is the sheriff of the town, who's he's doesn't probably like paperwork. Let's say that because the original thing, get the bull whip, and then they get the madame is Alice is just the bull whip like
She's
that.
like, aren't you gonna hang him? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but then the proprietor of the establishment is like, I have a bill of sale, like that. So literally she's not gonna be. She's not
my
gonna
property essentially. Yeah.
So and it's what we get. The guy who helped, he has to give up 2 ponies, and the other one 5. That's the deal. And it's just it's kind of let off. Not even a beating, really. It's just like, well, we don't care about you upstairs. The proprietor has asked for some money, and this is how he's going to get his money. Like, there's no justice in it.
Right. He basically tries to frame it as property damage, which is obviously horrible, but that's how he tries to frame it so that it ends up being this instead of the bullwhip.
Yeah. So we get that, and it's we get all his deputies. I must say, he has a lot of deputies for a small town.
For a small town with a no guns policy, everybody's got one. All his deputies have one. So I guess that's how you get to own your arms, is you volunteer to be a deputy so that I can keep my gun.
Maybe. Yeah. But yeah, we get that. Yeah, and he's just like, he's a brutal, with like Alice, kind of like I'm judge, jury, and executioner, really, isn't he? That's what he's.
And that's what it is. Like his character is. It's kind of hard to figure out. Like, okay, he's the sheriff. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? He's kind of neither. He's in his own little world. Like his justice is his justice. It's him.
And that, I think, is something that's interesting with him throughout the movie. Because you're right. It is one of those things why I found it interesting, at least, is because it is, in this scene, obviously he's the sheriff. So you want to assume sheriff's, a good guy. Even if he's not the good guy of the movie, you assume he is a good guy. But obviously we're about to go on a story of because we got it from that little scroll, a reformed bad guy with Clint Eastwood's character. We just haven't met him yet. So you kind of get the idea that even though this sheriff might be a good guy as a sheriff, he's going to be the antagonist to Clint Eastwood's character. So it's going to be one of those scenarios where like the guy doing bad is the one you almost kind of root for, even though the sheriff's technically the guy doing right. But then you get some of these moments with him where it's not necessarily, even in this one, like it's not necessarily that he's doing wrong for that time, obviously, because, I'm sure women, especially women of this profession at this time, probably weren't given the rights they deserved. So yes, he's very dismissive of her and he leans in towards the owner of the establishment's opinion more than hers. So like you can almost understand what he's doing. Like, okay, in that realm, in that world, in that time, he's still kind of doing what would be considered right. With the whole make up for it with the horses, blah, blah, blah. Let's not go. I think he says something here about like, hasn't there been enough blood spilled tonight? So there is something in it where it's like, oh yeah, I guess, in this time he would be considered a good, good sheriff. But then it's just, yeah, he's got this little bit of that feel of like, no, it's my rule, my law, I am justice type of thing that goes on. So beyond just the idea of following Clint Eastwood's character as the movie goes on and him kind of being an antagonist to that, he does have these weird moments where you don't quite know, is he a good sheriff or is he kind of a power tripping type of sheriff? It's an interesting character.
They relate to it maybe because he came from a big town and he probably just wants a quiet life. He's like, because he's
you can see with the house. Well, and those are the moments like when you see him building the house, you're like, oh, this is it's kind of a guy just trying to have some peace and quiet, wants a no guns policy for his town and make things peace and quiet for everybody. Yeah, but then you get those moments where you're like, well, I don't know, maybe he's got a little bit of a power hungry type of thing going on.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of
like I am the law type of thing.
The no guns policy, except for him. Right. So at first I thought, oh, this is cool, no guns. But then, so that he can be the only one and his friends to have them.
Right. Yeah. So, those are kind of the interesting layers to him that I'm like, oh, this is an interesting character to try to figure out.
He's
so not even to figure out. Like you can figure out him. It's more figuring out how you feel about him throughout the movie. That's like, interesting.
Yes.
I'm jumping so far ahead. He is so good in this film. And, even for just a hot minute, you got to compare this to, I hate to do it, but his character in Crimson Tide with the same thing. He's doing what he thinks is right. He's following the rules. He's going to follow the rules. He's going to turn the key. And he does that well. He does those really super complex characters very well because you believe everything he says. He's such a, and I won't compare him to others, but everything he does just seems natural in this film, and rightly so. I mean, we've already said he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, and he won the BAFTA, so he deserved it by a mile. But I think in every scene, I think he steals every scene he's in, and deservedly so. I think he does a tremendous job in this film.
I think it's helped like the character, how they've developed the character, because he is the I suppose the confident, abrupt one, where we get to see William later. He's a bit shy in himself until kind of the end, but he's still like amount of few words. It's more like Ned, who's got the say so. So I think how they act the characters off each other makes you drawn to like the one. Do I like him? Do I not? Is he right? Is he wrong? And that's it, because he's he's a bit of a loudmouth, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get him to stop talking versus the Will character or William.
That's it. But yeah, sorry. So yeah, I'm going to call them the ladies. The ladies.
I think that's fair.
That bit polite way is they're getting a bounty together. They're not happy with Little Bill's justice, so they're taking it on their own means to put out a bounty on the two guys who cut up Delilah. And yeah, they're they're how much money you got? Literally, just give us all the money. And they're being honest. They're like, I've got like $120. I've got like $150. Got $90. And then one of them like, I have $200 and whatever $60.
Yeah, and they look at her. They're like, huh?
Like, what you been doing? Like that. Like, well, okay. But I do like that. What are we $260?
Yeah, what would that be?
$200. That. Sandy conversion, so 1880.
Absolutely in the thousands.
Thousands. That is
it's in the thousands. Yeah.
I'm guessing this is. I'm going to be like, it's the time. It is. I bet you a lot of these women literally get to that amount that they need to, and then out the game, go to a different state, try and get something like new. Yeah.
Buy their little plot of land.
Start again. Literally, but it's that. Dun 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 dun. Literally, yeah. It's that. Those years of this, and then it's literally got my goal, bang, let's do it. That's it. But yeah, so
you think about if the law's not going to help us or do the right thing, well, we can't take it into our own hands. What can we do? We can hire someone else to take care of it for us. I don't know enough about this part of American history. I really am intrigued, and on this watch, I'm like, I got to learn more to see. Daryl's here.
Hey, Daryl.
This episode is dedicated to you, Daryl.
Very much so. All right, let's just do this.
I do think with these women, hey, Daryl, I do think with these women, something I kind of wish they touched on a little bit more is I do kind of like the sisterhood that they have. Like, it isn't everyone's kind of out for themselves type of thing. Like, there is a little bit of a sisterhood with these ladies. And, because, that woman's got, what was it, $260? Like, I'm sure she's not thrilled to have to fork that over for something, but she's willing to for the cause of, one of her co-workers, I guess we can say. So I do like the idea that there's a bit of a sisterhood with these ladies. And, like, they're really hell-bent on getting revenge for their friend who was obviously done very wrong by these ranchers or whatever they were, cowboys, ranchers, whatever. So I do like that there's a little bit of that sisterhood with them because, I don't know, I feel like sometimes when you see movies like this, especially Wild West, I don't know if I've seen a ton of Westerns. I actually always tend to fall back on the show Deadwood when I think of my experience with Western-style media. Everybody's kind of out for themselves when you kind of see the whole Wild West stories being told, at least from the ones I've seen, the few I have seen. Just feels like everybody's out for themselves, which again, that's kind of part of, the old kind of idea of, even when you hear somebody say nowadays, like, this ain't the Wild West, we got to be, civilized, because it's always kind of to that idea of like, everybody can't just do whatever the hell they want. Like, everybody's got to have some kind of society that works together in some form here. So I do like the kind of sisterhood nature of these women.
Yeah.
I just wish we got to see more of it. Well, I think so too, Daily. Even as you mentioned, like, they have their ways of protecting themselves from the men and all that. Like, again, it's especially in this profession, they've got to be able to survive. It's, they know you're gonna run into some drunk, a-holes, for lack of a better term, who are going to be abusive and physically abusive in this line of work, that aren't just there for the good time. They're there for, unfortunately, to do stupid things like, violent things. So yeah, you do have to be able to survive in many different ways in this kind of profession, I'm sure, especially in this time. So that's probably what a lot of it is just trying to survive.
Well, that's it. Like, I think that's probably one of the reasons with the lady caliber weapon, didn't it? Like the one shot.
Yeah, those small,
concealed. Yeah, like, probably done is like, under the pillow or whatever. Very easy to get. Like, it's probably like this profession they literally had.
Well, if you stick together, you survive. And, I'm sure the idea is, if it would have happened to any of you, we'd want to do this for you too. So, yeah, I thought that kind of sisterhood they have was a interesting thing. I wish they just touched on a little bit more.
Yeah, I think this is, this is the plot to establish it. You don't really, after this, you don't really hear much from the women. There's a couple of saying like, you don't get a development I suppose.
And that's kind of what I mean. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is kind of like the last real bit of seeing them come together. You see them like together and still wanting, the bounty to be out and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you don't see as much of like this, like them coming together to pool money together, whatever it may be, to protect each other.
Yeah, even Delilah, you don't get one more scene really, like probably.
Yeah, for the most part, at least a significant one.
Yeah, with William, but that's after that, you just really get to see her. But yeah, so that's so they're tending, and then we get to the Munny Ranch, or little farmstead, I suppose you want to call it. We get to see William Munny, Clint Eastwood, and his kids, and we get then these. What's it? Schofield. That Schofield Kid comes up is because his uncle knew William or knew about it. If you're going to do a job in this territory, there's one man you're going to need, the meanest man of them all. You got to go and see William Munny. I'm guessing his name wasn't.
Right away, I get the feeling that this kid, when he was a younger kid, he idolized these guys, right? He probably heard stories about them, and the stories got more and more exaggerated about what they did, and it was all kind of glorified violence. And I think he's very underrated in this film. I like this actor who I had never heard of before and haven't seen since.
That's it.
James
Woolsey.
But I just think he plays it well to be a very young person, but still acting a little bit like a kid, boasting about deeds that he never did, but really idolizing these guys, even to the point where he gets mad at them later on for things they did or didn't do, probably because in his mind, this was his, entertainment, probably hearing stories from his uncle. And I like him. I like the way this is played, but there is something coming up just past this scene that I really want to point out. Go ahead, but I'm going to point something out after this scene that annoyed me.
Okay. So he's trying to he introduces himself whilst the pigs, but he's the premise is he's there for get the job. He's going to take the bounty. All of that, and I do like how we call the whispers of what has actually happened to what's happening. So I think he even says like her eyes have been cut out and her dupes.
It's getting more exaggerated. His ear was cut off and her eyes are out, and it was like, oh my gosh. So,
and I think it's even that when he tells Ned, he actually adds a little bit more. So it's just like, it's getting worse. It's getting worse, but.
They say chopped off her feet too, didn't they? Or something like that. It was like, oh my god.
I think he adds. I think Clint Eastwood adds like fingers when he gets to tell Ned. He adds fingers to it. It's kind of the whole, game of telephone essentially.
Yes, but it's no, I can't do it because the kids. I'm getting too old for this. It's not the man I used to be, kind of thing like that. He's reluctantly is now a farmer. Where the kids are coming in, the kids have got fever. Oh, sorry, the pigs have got fever. The piggies. So we got to separate them. And I like that. I like that. What's the kid now? Like what? Boy, is he 9, 8, 9?
8 or 9. I know. Hey, just take care of your sister. I'll be gone for a few weeks.
I do like that.
There could be a tornado, for goodness sake. I mean, jeez, Louise.
Just do it. That hard than life. 8-year-old
just a different time.
18,
I was gonna say, unfortunately, this is probably really true in a lot of cases. Yeah. Like when the kids are this old and the parents have to go, even if it's just go to town to pick up supplies, that's like a two-day trip probably for some of these for a guy like him out in the middle of nowhere. Where again, these kids don't have childhoods. Certainly not like we had, and certainly not like our kids have. And kids, going forward will have these nice, easy, cushy, fun, Fisher-Price filled childhoods. That's not a thing for these kids. They lived a hard life back then. It does kind of sober you up a little bit when you watch this, where you're like, oh my God, I kind of forget people lived like this, where kids that are 8, 9 years old would just all right. It's not just a matter of watch your sister. I'll be back in a few days. It's watch your sister. Take care of the pigs. Take care of the chickens. Take care of the farm. Like, it's a lot of responsibility to put on a kid. But they were kids of a different era that just lived a totally different life.
Went to Europe with my kid so she could do a semester so that I could accompany her, get her set up. And you know, she's a teenager. But 100 years ago, my ancestors were being put on boats when they were 8, 9, 10 by themselves. So it is to go. It makes you think.
Crazy.
You couldn't even imagine. I can't even send my teenager on a plane by herself. But
it's humbling. I mean, it really is.
Well, it's great. Like, I think this is the kind of what I suppose like people get like the romance of the West. I suppose like the expansions of the West in America is literally get a plot of land, that's yours, do what you want, and it's. But you've got to build. They're like the shacks are like they're literally their houses are small. It's literally a hard life, but it's like it's yours. This is yours. Don't worry about anything else. It's yours. And I think
like plot of land, you build the house yourself. Like there's not contractors coming in to build it for you. You know, there's no home inspectors. It's just you build it and hope it stands up.
Yeah, it's either what you got. Yeah, with the wagon, what you could get there with wagon, or it's literally it's. What we got around here now, and your skills are crazy. Worth. It's just like wow, and then and it's just like we're doing this. It is a survival, and even like that, the farm ship, I suppose you want to call it, is every day. The pigs are like this is when the pigs have got flu. You know, it's this is bad. This is not just like now we can get the vet in, give it a couple of shots, and that's it. They're separating them to. If they get worse, they're gonna get killed like that.
Because you can't risk having them infect the rest of the pigs. There's no pig medicine, whatever it would be. Like there's no medicine coming your way, no vet to help you. It's get those away from the other ones so it doesn't continue to get worse, and hopefully we can fix those ones. And if not, it is what it is type of thing. It does just kind of blow your mind how much life has changed for humans throughout different eras and time. What is it? Crazy.
Even like, I bet you even then, like a bad splinter would have been, I might die.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. I mean, a bad enough cold probably took people out in a lot of cases.
Where's the antiseptic wipe?
Right. It was my Lysol wipes. Does anybody have sanitizer?
Spray me.
No.
And any.
I wouldn't last a day in the Wild West.
I don't know if you call it the same. Is any kid has a sniffle, cowpole. What a legend that invention is.
No, what is it called?
Cowpole. You know, when you give
I've
kids,
never heard
it's
that.
like a little medicine when they're really ill. It's called cowpole in the UK. It's like
I've never heard of that.
Strawberry kind of like little medicine.
Put
in a little squash.
We've got a few. I'm trying to think, isn't there? Sorry, no, go ahead. I'm trying to think of the name of the one we use.
Children's Tylenol, Robitussin.
Yeah, that's one. Children's Tylenol.
It's literally get some helps them, and it's just like and it's like that. But you've like that, like you got to get the kids to work. You're working yourself, and if you have like a crying baby as well, and it's that would be horrific. You know, like the teeth.
Sun up to sundown.
And the thing is, they're all in the same. Like theoretically, they're all in the same room, and sometimes it was just a sheet that divided the room, like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine recently who, you know, he questions a lot of things. So he's like, I don't know, all these medicines and things we have, who knows if they do more harm than good. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. He made a line. He said one line the other day where it was like, you know, how do you think people back in the old days got by without all this stuff we take? And I literally immediately go, I'm like, dude, they didn't. They just kind of died, man.
They
like,
died.
What are you talking about?
We've never had it so good.
I'm like, dude,
how
are you
did he die?
To
He stubbed his toe. There was a bit of dirt in it, and he was gone.
I could have. Whenever he said that, I'm like,
but that's the bit everybody forgets. We
really,
had
man?
like when we were younger, like everybody's like had their tetanus boosters or whatever like that, you know, and we're all now secure like that. We don't get like, yeah, he's dead. Why? He had a little sniffle, literally. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it's terrible. Yeah.
Doing family history work and looking at death certificates and seeing how many of my, you know, just 2 and 3 generations back, how many of them had 10 and 12 kids and maybe 5 made it to adulthood, you know, and you kind of look at each census record. And like the 1900 census, you know, and it says, you know, it lists out 6 kids, but it says how many births next to the, you know, the female head of house, if there is one, and it might say 10. And then you look at the next census and there's only 3 names left.
That's
and
sad.
they weren't old enough to be, married. And there's 10 years in between censuses. So, what happened? But it is, anytime someone today complains about, there's a lot in terms of living a simple life that we wish from the good old days. But if you really put it to some of these spoiled kids and said, where would you rather be in time in terms of having your phone, having your entertainment, it's today. Like, you never want to be
it's such an easier
anywhere
time and
but
easier to just survive.
today.
It's not to say that it's easy to survive as relative to today's terms. Obviously, life's still difficult. But compared to this, I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do you know what I always think this like, and there's like times like, like somebody, if you go back in time, what time period? I would say, like, I would like to go to Versailles, like when it was like the things. But the one thing I couldn't do was the smell, because everybody would have BO and actually wouldn't, like, their teeth would just smell because the toothpaste, deodorant isn't around. It's
Well,
like
yeah,
that,
like that,
what we get around.
Yeah, even just look walking around, your sewage getting tossed out the window, like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a brutal time to live.
Yeah, you don't want to go to London in like the 17th century. Like, you're
Right,
like, what the flipping hell is this? Yeah,
well,
it's
all
just
the
like,
people who, when you talk about, I'm not talking about climate change, let's put that to the side, but people who say, oh, the storms are bigger these days. No, they're just on television now.
Right.
And they just put the bright orange and red color over just a regular thunderstorm. Storms are not bigger these days. Again, I had an ancestor in the Galveston hurricane. You want to look up a hurricane? Look up Galveston in the 1930s. Half of Texas was just wiped out. Here in Maryland, where our beaches is, oh my gosh, our beaches are, where our Atlantic beaches are, it's a string of islands. Until the 1930s, that was all one long island. Again, a hurricane came and wiped out chunks of the island, and now they're individual islands. I mean, that's not even 100 years ago. So it's I wouldn't want to be back then. I'd want to be right where I am today in a storm. I've got a house that'll stand up to it. Like, he's in a mud shack.
And God forbid, if you're in a natural disaster that, obviously houses and buildings can't stand up to, there's some level. And again, this isn't to say that, obviously, unfortunately, many people die in a lot of these horrible hurricanes and twisters and things that we do still have. But at least there's some level of relief that can possibly come to help you, save you, even when it is beyond what your house and your physical structures can withstand. There's something. It's not always the best. And I know it obviously can be criticized heavily, and a lot of times it should, in terms of post-environmental disaster responses, and even just the pre-stuff leading up to it, the work that should be done to make sure, dams and levees don't break and things like that, or just to have proper aid ready to be distributed quickly when a hurricane's coming to hit an area and hit it very hard. Obviously it's not a perfect system, and it is rightfully criticized a lot of the time, but it's still something. In these days, there's nothing. There's nothing at all.
No.
I mean, that thing comes, and you got to just pray or wish or hope, whatever it is that you do, that you make it to the other side of it, because there was nothing.
I don't know when did the siren even get invented? And that wouldn't have that.
Yeah,
much
honest to God, your tornado sirens, things like
where
that.
He's living, there are no neighbors to come to your help.
That too, right? Like, there's nothing.
That's it. Yeah. But there must have been times like I'm going to the shops. I'll be back in a day. You go there and you're like, the town's gone. I went there and now we're screwed.
They have the fire towers in some of the national parks, like around Yellowstone. They still have some very old watchtowers. So, like, think of Lord of the Rings and the beacons, but in reverse. You're not setting a fire.
That's exactly what I thought of when you said the towers. To be honest with you, and was my first thought.
Lift the beacons of Wyoming.
You're also communicating across long distances, but it's still, again, even here, I live on the East Coast. I can't imagine I've driven from Salt Lake up to Yellowstone. It took 5.5, 6 hours. There's a lot of nothing. Like, there is no one coming to help you. And even when he says to the kid, go sell a little chicken if you need to. How's this kid going to sell a chicken? He's going to be walking forever to go sell a chicken. I mean, It's very well done.
Well, it's even said like get to your auntie, isn't it? Or like
there's somebody nearby.
Like
if something
Ned's
goes
wife
wrong,
they're talking
about.
Maybe
Maybe that is what it was.
Sally
Two Rivers,
two trees.
Yeah, that's
Ned's okay. Yeah, that would make sense then.
Yeah, maybe.
I didn't even catch that. Well, I caught him say go see X and X person.
Yeah.
I just didn't see. I didn't catch later on that it was referencing her.
Yeah, Sally Two Trees. Yeah, Two Trees. But yeah. But I think it's good. It gives you the environment like that. But I think what helps is in this, and I'm always going to say it, the John Wayne's probably one of the most famous westerns out there. This helps as well when we get into like, let's make sure their costume design's right. You do get like when you get into the past like that, you get taken out the western environment just because it looks like Marty McFly.
Exaggerated. It gets exaggerated. I do think this is good because, and Jade would be our costume expert, but for what Americans were wearing at this time, it obviously was mocking what was coming over with the immigrants coming over from England, primarily influenced by England, Scotland, Ireland. They're wearing is that a bowler hat? It's not a cowboy hat yet. It's not all these.
The bowler hat is the most, like everybody should have been wearing. The bowler hat is like that kind of,
That's what you wore on a train. That's what the train conductor. You're also not going to have all the exaggerated like the big belt with the belt buckle and the big boots. No, you've got simple shoes. You're lucky if you have shoes. It's
rough, it's itchy, it's workman gear. That is it. You're out in like, it's literally, you're wearing it for days, you're wearing the same thing. Like, you'd be lucky if you probably had like 3 shirts.
Probably it. That's probably it. And one was only for church if you were of that persuasion, But I like this. It's very simple. It's not the big cowboy hat and the kerchief like Back to the Future. Although it's very
everything looks very lived in too. Like nothing looks too clean. Like it's a costume for a set. Like these houses, these costumes, they all look like they're lived in. They're run down. They're worn in. It feels
colors.
very authentic to what I'd imagine. Of
Canada? That's a bit harsh.
Yeah, that's the only weird part is that it's in Canada.
Canada looks lived in.
I'll tell you though, I didn't notice. I had no idea it was filmed in Canada until you mentioned it. So I thought it did a good job at looking like, American, kind of farmland and open land like that.
But you got to make do. Now remember I said there was something I was really going to get ticked off at.
The pigs. Yeah, go on.
So I noticed it in this scene, and then I noticed it again when he's trying to get on the horse. It is obviously a stunt double. And they do cut scenes, kind of like, you remember when, I hate to compare it to this, but when Queen Latifah was doing The Equalizer and they were making fun of how many cut scenes for all of her action shots because she can't do any action at all.
I actually didn't know.
I must say it was one of them shows I kind of.
I didn't see the show, but I didn't see the clips online either. But
that was happening here, and I mean, it was, and he falls down in the mud, he turns over, and then later with the horse, and I'm like, why are they doing all these cut scenes? It's not really that much action. And then it hit me, that's not him, and it was very clear in one scene with the horse, it wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and I Googled, did Clint Eastwood do any of his own stunts? And oh my God, the article. It was like, not only did Clint Eastwood not do any of his stunts, none of the principal actors did any of their own stunts. Obviously, they were getting older at this point.
I mean, I was going to say, in fairness, they are all older at this point.
What is it?
All of them.
He's 96 now.
Right.
He was 60. He was like 60.
He was in his 60-something.
He was 68 when this came out.
And we mock Harrison Ford now for trying to do this.
He doesn't necessarily look 68. He looks, he looks in his 60s, but maybe the younger side is 60.
Oh, I think he looks old. But my point being,
Gene Hackman and him are the same. Were the same age.
I didn't think Gene looked 68 either.
1930s.
No.
I wouldn't have said 58 or anything, but I would have said, like, I don't know, maybe 62, 63.
Because he died last year, 95.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sad.
Yeah, that was awful.
Very sad. But my point being was, for a film that was also BAFTA and Oscar nominated for editing, I didn't like this. They could have done something else. In other words, they just could have not tried to make it an action scene if they couldn't really pull it off. That's all I'm saying. But
so I actually didn't notice the cuts,
I
but
did notice it.
what I thought I noticed, especially with the pig scene here when he falls, I thought it was a repeat. I thought both falls looked identical, so I thought they might have. I
Yes.
thought they might have repeated it. I'm like,
I
that's a
think
little.
they did.
Yeah, I thought that looked a little odd. The horse one might have actually, well, probably was just exactly what you described, a stunt double and some cutscenes. Because I don't think I noticed it with the getting on the horse. The way the horse moved, you could tell it was a stunt, and the horse was doing it on purpose because it was a turn,
was a
like the way that
circle.
Yeah, and it was every time. So I could tell that was a obviously trained, and as obviously it would have been. But it happened in different places, so I don't believe that was a repeat scene. But I thought him falling in the pig pen here, I thought it was a repeated scene. I could be wrong. I'd have to watch it again, but it looked like it was exactly the same twice in a row.
I bet you're right. And I don't mean to pick on it because I think it's a really solid film, but it was just, it took me out right away, like just for a second, because I was like, that's not him. Like,
I didn't even notice
the
it.
physical features, especially with the horse, I was like, oh my gosh, that's not him. Wait a minute, is that him? It's not. And then I started really looking. Then I really, really started over criticizing. So it kind of took me out just a smidge. But oh well, hey, it is what it is. It's not terribly detrimental to the film. But I did want to point it out because I definitely saw it. I definitely saw that it wasn't him.
Oh, fair enough.
That's it. Yeah. So Schofield Kid is off, and yeah, I'm guessing pondering his time. But whilst we get that, we get the ranch. I'm going to call it the ranch boys, cowboys, whatever. They bring their ponies back, and we see their things. Now I do know they were going to. She's healed quite well, so we know there's a month's gone past. But they toned down. I noticed. Apparently, they wanted it to be vicious, and they were like, "It's too much. It's too much." They wanted it to be more realistic, so they toned down her scars, just because, audiences.
So I think that honestly kind of hurts the story a little bit because every time I kept seeing her, I'm like, they're acting like this woman has these grotesque wounds on her face. I'm like, it's not that bad. Like, again, obviously, it's it's terrible that she was cut in all these ways by this a-hole guy. That part's fine within the story in terms of like that holds up throughout the whole motive and the plot and all of it, but it's just every time you see her, you're kind of like, well, I mean, like it's not so much that there shouldn't be justice for her, because there should. It's just the idea of like how everybody keeps, or like the guy who runs the billiards place is always like, oh, you're hideous, you can't do the work that you're supposed to do because you're hideous now. And it's like, I mean, it's not that bad. I couldn't like there's a disconnect. Yeah, like there's a huge disconnect in that side of what her character brings to the plot. There's just a disconnect in the sense of like, okay, obviously it's fair for them to want revenge. What these guys did was wrong, and they don't feel like the punishment was fitting. Fair enough. Like they want their revenge. Like all that holds fine throughout the story. It's just every time they try to reference, even when she has the conversation with William later on, every time they try to reference like the grotesque nature of her wounds, you just see her and you're like, well, I mean, they don't look that bad. Like she's still a very pretty woman. Like I don't see why this would affect her work or anything like that. Like why she'd be this unwanted person within that field. Like it just, there was a disconnect with that for me. Cause I'm just like, I just don't think the wounds look as bad as the characters are continuously trying to tell us they look.
No, they toned it down. Apparently it was going to be a Chelsea smile and then just like scars across her eyes. So that would have been, they said
that at least, that would at least have held up with in terms of like how the other characters are describing their wounds all the time.
Apparently they wouldn't have got the rating they did. So it was all taken off. They said like people.
Was this PG-13? Did it not get R?
I thought it was an R.
I assumed R, but I actually don't even know.
It in the film.
But apparently whatever rating they were going to get, it wasn't. Yeah, they apparently they were like, nope, we're not showing that. Like the American, was it certification?
Yeah, it was an R.
Yeah. So whatever
maybe it would have bounced them out to that whatever the one is after R, I forget.
NC-17.
Yeah, whatever the hell they call it. I
Or
forget.
even it could also be the warning, right? You could have an R. People expect the warning to be, sexual content, violence, whatever. This may have caused a different warning, a different kind of disclosure, maybe, even though it was still an R. Who knows? But I agree with you, Jay. I do. I thought of that myself because as the story was getting more exaggerated, she was looking fine. She was not fine. Again, it's not fine.
Right.
But
It's within the realm of how they keep describing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they made it more redder like that, they could have just done something like that because she's got very pale skin. She could have just made it a bit more gritty. This is what I think it's gonna be like 6 months probably like that. It's all healed, so it's the scars there, but it's not.
And amazing, she didn't get an infection. I mean, that's what would have killed her. Wouldn't have been the blood loss. She would have gotten an infection from all of that open.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, then women would have known how to taking care of those affections and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like the iodine bottles, everything.
Whiskey.
Yep, that's it. But so he drops off I forgot what was this guy's name?
Slim?
The
Skinny or Slim?
Slim?
Is it
Let
Slim?
me see. I have IMDb up here. He is Skinny Dubois.
Skinny. I called him Slim. Same thing.
Yeah. Same thing.
Why? I always think this, and I don't actually know the answer. Why do all bartenders and all that have them straps? Come on, Americans.
Oh, God, I forget.
Is it because if they roll up their sleeves, it'll hold their sleeves up when they're washing dishes?
I swear I looked into this at some point in time, too, because I have noticed that was always a thing. I believe I noticed it in Deadwood. I know I keep referencing that because that was the first real Western thing that I watched. But
come on, chat.
I can't remember what those were for. But anytime you see a bartender of the
it's always
Western time period, it's always those things on their arms.
I don't know. It's got
it is to keep their long sleeves rolled up and clean, out of the way while they're washing glasses and pouring drinks. That was my guess, and that was right.
Hilarious. That is great.
That makes sense.
And for 2 more points, a bonus point. What? There you go. But so they get the ponies, as they call them. But the young one on the left there, and you don't really get their names, do you? But you don't really need to really know them. They're just, they're
Big Mike and something.
One of them is like Fast Mike or something. You hear it. Quick Mike. You hear it later on, and you're just like, oh, that name means nothing to me because I've never heard it at any point before this.
Davy,
yeah, and he's he's best pony for the girl that his partner cut up. So,
but he was trying to.
Yeah.
For what it is, he was trying to do something right.
I think that's good, but it's clever because of when we get further on, it's give you a bit of, but he didn't really. Did he do anything wrong? Was he just like association, and how it's just like I think it's clever they did that bit to make him kind of like, I want to make amends for my partner. He was in the wrong. Maybe he should have done more in the moment, but you don't know their relationship. But it's playing up like he's trying to do what he only knows is like, well, it's money. It's I have my best pony. But the ladies, they don't like it, so they throw mud pies.
I would have kept the horse and still thrown the mud at him.
Seriously, I'll take the horse.
But she's not part of it. It's the other ones, isn't it? So she doesn't even have a say. It's literally.
And that's not mud they're throwing, by the way.
Yeah, mud was just the safer word for YouTube, so I just left it at that.
I think there's a lot in that mud. By the way, I do want to comment on this town. Well done. It's just 3 or 4 little buildings. This is what they're in America. We talk about main streets, which turn into cities. We talk about little crossroads, and we talk about little way through. This is a little way through. This isn't even a crossroads town. This is just, hey, let's just put a few buildings here. Because there's there needs to be a stop between one big place and another big place. Maybe it's between Cheyenne and Casper and Yeah, we'll just put a few buildings here and that's it. And well done, because that's probably what it looked like.
Yeah. It's the only. This is going to sound so weird when I tell you where it is. There's only one place that has a permanent Western town, old Western town, that is actually usable with no electricity. That is used for filming, and it's in Kent, in England.
Oh, for
They
goodness
actually
sakes.
use it, a whole town with a livery and everything, that. And it's we went there once, like Jade, God bless her, wanted to do this weird Western, and it's been used in, there was, what's Johnny Depp's black and white Western he did? Can't remember that. It was used in that. I can't remember that. It didn't do that well, but it did
Oh, I don't
that.
know.
There was.
I don't even remember a
Western
Western from him.
bit. Yeah.
All right,
There's loads.
that's on my list. I've written it down for my next trip to England.
Oh, you can't go. You can't go.
Why?
It's shut off. It was only because it was it's a secret place.
Oh, it's because
that only because it
Jade
was invitation.
has her little connections from being
yes,
such an important
invitation
person.
only.
Interesting.
And I've got some photos, and I weren't supposed to take them, but it is absolutely amazing.
Nice.
But this
Nice.
it's people go there and they spend like a month. We're living it. No electricity.
Oh, it's
living the Western
yeah.
style, and it's literally built like that. So it's absolutely mad. And the council were like, "You got to knock it down because it's permanent." And they realised, "Oh, it's so good. No, we're not going to literally do it." But it's literally in the middle of nowhere. I have to show you some pictures. You'll be like, "Oh, it looks like the Wild West," and it's
Cool.
mad.
That is cool.
But yeah, they do it like America. Yeah, Hollywood come over. It's all there. And it's like that. So and it's not just like here where you might get this where like the exterior is all done, but you don't see the interior. Literally, it's all kitted out. So it's like so they can use it. But yeah, they run the ranchers off, and we get now. I do like this is William Munny. We've had the story, the outlook of what he used to be like, and he's like, well, let's get my pistol out, give it a go. And he's awful. And I guess they're trying to show, well, he's got bad eyesight, he's old, he's got, he hasn't held a weapon for that long. His kid's 9, she died 3 years ago. But so he's probably like, 15 years, let's say. Like he's probably was allowed to hold a weapon from his missus. So, yeah, I just like it. He's like, no, not shooting correctly. And then he just goes off and anybody gone, you guys, what weapon? Anything? Is that
no idea.
No,
I just know it as a revolver. I don't know
It's
exactly
not
which
a
one.
Smith and Wesson. He wouldn't have enough
No,
money
I've
for a
got no-
Smith
that
and
cock
idea.
is very bizarre. The cock of the handle, guys, is like that. So.
Yeah,
But I like it. Yeah.
That's an interesting sentence out of context.
I know, oh my God. But I like it because he just gets his the rifle out and then boom, that'll do. Well, it's not a rifle; it's a shotgun, isn't it?
It's a
Yes,
shotgun,
a
but
shotgun.
he's only contemplating this. It's not to get back in the game. What's
No,
the money? He's looking
500.
around. He needs the money for his kids. He
Well,
wants to do
$500 they're offering, isn't it? So that's it, 1,000.
Well, 1,000, yeah,
It was
it would be
1,000.
split between the two of them, so 5
So
each.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
and it even says it. This is for the kids, isn't it? This isn't for him. This is for the kids.
Yep.
So yeah, he as he shaves, goes off. I do like how always the tree's dead. I always like that. I always think
That's
that's
a
good
good tree
because
for this scene. Yeah.
that's where she's buried, and he's like, no, kind of sorry, but I'm not sorry, like kind of moment. Yeah, and he's off, and then this is where he go to Sally Two Trees, sell a chicken, and like, but the kid is like, what? The girl is like, what? Six maybe?
Yeah, 6.
And he's like, yeah, your kid who's 9'8" is in charge, and yep, that's fine. There's no argument. There's an argument like, Dad, where you going? It's just like, we understand. We'll see you in a week.
And separate those pigs, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
It's brilliant. I love it. It's like, yeah, we're gonna. And I do like the bad haircuts. Like the girl, blatant, like the dad is being a dad, brushing the hair, and the boy's got like, you're having a bowl cut. Yeah, that's with some blunt shears or something. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, so we get.
Yeah, so that
Sandy's.
was the scene. Yeah, I didn't like. So right there, obviously that's him, and after that point, it's definitely not him running around trying to hop.
It's weird because he would maybe just like, I'm not going to fall off the horse. I'm just like, I'm 68 or whatever, 66.
Yeah, just not worth the risk.
Yeah, no.
It's not like it's a Tom Cruise stunt, but it's just enough that it's like, let's not.
Like, I mean, just had a hip replacement.
You never know what could happen. Look at Christopher Reeves, for Christ's sake. I mean, anything could happen on the back of a horse. So you want to avoid it at all costs.
But I do like
the
how.
guy? What's it? Oh, what is the? Oh, what?
Who's that?
Had the Americans. It was the American version of the Four Musketeers, and the guy who was one of them. Like, and I'm sure Richard Harris, not Richard Harris. Richard Harris. Oliver. Oh, was the other drunk? Richard Harris and Oliver. He's been in the movie.
I don't know.
Oliver, you know, Hellfly, the Hell Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just forget the guys who are a part of
it. Gladiator.
Oliver Reed.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, yep.
He was in it, and there was a guy. He was like his squire, and he literally got on a horse. The horse didn't move. He just fell off it because the strap broke. It broke his neck and died.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they weren't risking that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they had to show the scenes of them actually riding the horse.
Yeah.
But if they could have found a way to not do that, I'm sure they wouldn't have even bothered with those scenes.
Jeez.
But I say, like, all going to be accomplished. Yeah, well, Clint Eastwood definitely going to be accomplished rider. You think Gene Hackman would be? You know, it's going to be like, but they were just like, you're not doing it. You're going to have a good little steady gallop. That as much as you're going to do.
But I do like the horses they chose for this film. They're obviously, you see in some Western, they got the Clydesdale, biggest, nicest. No, they're not. They're cheap work horses. These are, little ponies, and God bless, this little horse is smaller than him, and it holds him. I don't know how it does, but they were authentic.
It's still,
and they even make a point. Yeah. Right, and they even make a point to say that. I can't remember if it's his son who says it, but one of them, somebody says like, "Oh, I don't know if that horse can even take the saddle anymore," something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it goes to that idea of like they were fairly detailed in making sure this was a lived-in, realistic, authentic world, not just like you said. Here comes this big, stallion for the hero or the the protagonist to ride on. Like, no, he's got very little. This is one of the horses on his farm. That's what he has. That's what he's going to drive. Drive. That's what he's going to ride.
Yeah.
But that's what his son does definitely say. It's like, he's been out in the fields like that. He's not a riding horse anymore. It's good.
Well, and I like the kind of poetic idea of it. Like, he's not a riding horse, and you're not the guy you used to be either. I mean, thankfully, because the guy Clint Eastwood's character used to be was terrible. But it's that idea of he's kind of matched the horse with who he is now.
Yeah. But I used to be. I could ride a horse. I would be crap now. I haven't ridden.
I've actually never rode a horse. Never.
25 years. Oh my god. Am I more Western than you guys? And you come.
You must.
Apparently, I've never rode a horse.
I've never.
Yeah, I was gonna say I grew up a city kid in the Northeast. We're not riding horses anywhere.
No.
Maybe at like a county fair, and they do like the little ride around where everybody just goes in a circle. Maybe there, but that's about it.
Oh my god, that's great. I wasn't like doing hunting anyway. Just like it's English hunting.
You riding two what do they call it? Side saddle riding, the fancy riding.
I do remember when I was younger, and it's banned now completely in any civilized thing. Is riding a elephant and a giraffe at the London Zoo.
I've never seen giraffe, but when I was younger, I recall somebody I used to know telling me like, "Oh, I rode an elephant once," and I was like, "Bullshit, you did!" And then they showed me a picture of them at like something like that, right? I was like, "Wow, okay, you actually did. No kidding, didn't know that was a thing."
Ren Fest here always has a little elephant, and I always feel sorry for it. It doesn't look happy, but they always have an elephant.
Nothing wrong with a good fox hunt.
Tally ho!
Oh, so British. Why? That's it. But it's culling, isn't it? It's literally like badger culling and all that. You got to get rid of them.
Get rid of
we
the
just
vermin.
went. Let's put a sport into it and get some dogs. So he's off to get up with the Schofield Kid. But before he goes, he's also going to go and visit one of his friends. But at this point, Strawberry Alice has been he kind of knows that there's a bounty out on like them. So he goes to tell little Bill, who is building his own house. I do like how they take the piss that he's got the money, but he's no carpenter.
Everything's
he's a terrible
crooked,
carpenter,
falling apart.
Leaking, we'll see soon enough.
Yeah,
Roof leaks terribly.
But again, like,
doesn't look bad. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad.
If somebody went that, if I went and built a house and I came out with that, I'd be like,
you'd be very proud.
Yeah,
of
man, I'd be pretty impressed with
got
myself.
glass panels in and everything. I'm like, this is brilliant. All done it by yourself. I'm like,
on the
yes,
little
I'm a
lake
winner.
there. Lovely.
And if somebody moaned about the leak, they're gonna get a smack.
Absolutely.
One leak. Like, oh.
I like when he says, "I'm out of receptacles." Every pot in the house was full of water. I love that.
But yeah, so he kind of tells them, there's a bounty up, and then of course little Bill gets pissed off. Everybody from Cheyenne, from such and such, is going to be
down to Texas.
Coming down. Yeah, they're going to know about that. How many days has it been? He's like, well, it's been over, since it's happened. He goes, oh, they're all gonna come. So yeah,
But everybody knows where they're hiding. Like, what is it with it's an open secret. They're at the bar too. Everybody knows where they're hiding. So what's the point in hiding? I mean, geez, Louise.
Yeah. But I suppose, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna change your life? Like, you got to carry on, don't you?
Yeah, and just hope it doesn't catch up with you, I guess.
Yeah. So we get Sally Two Trees, and then we get Ned, and it's Ned. No, Logan. They get Ned Logan.
They say a couple fake names later
Ned
on,
Logan.
so I keep getting confused. Yeah, Ned Logan. Yep.
Is it Logan? Okay.
Yeah. Now he's.
I think at one point he says Ned Long
I must say,
Roundtree.
Roundtree.
At one point he says Ned Roundtree.
Okay. Yeah.
As a fake name.
Yeah. Morgan Freeman. I'm going to say it right now. It's because it's our first movie with him. What a great voice. What a great voice.
Always has.
He's literally everything you like. He's one of them voices you like, and like Richard Attenborough. I'm going to whatever you're going to say now, like Stephen Fry. He's got one of them voices.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's like, I believe you.
I believe you.
I
and you're the smartest person
you
in
can
the world.
actually tell me the Earth is flat. You know what? Because they said
he might be onto something.
I believe
might be on
Yep.
Yeah. He's just got such a great voice. And he was 7 years younger than the other two. And he's one of these people I think has always looked old.
Always
he's
looked
one
old.
of those ones.
He's always had a little
old.
gray in his beard. That's why.
Yeah. He's such a great actor. But yeah, he used to. Lucky enough, was friends with William Munny back in the day when, he wasn't a very nice chap. So while he out, and he gets him things like it's $500 a head for these guys, and he's like, well, what do you do? What did they do? Did they cheat in cards? Did they do that? And he's even like to the point is like, this is what you normally do. Like a bounty is they cheated me, they robbed some horses, blah blah blah. This one is it's slightly different because a woman got cut up, and this is I think he either adds on the extra feet or the toes or fingers into it. It's good. But now it's like, and like fair enough. And then it's like, we're not them people anymore. We're just like we're old. We're old. Yeah. It's like we're farmers. Just why? And he's like, I need to do it for the kids. And I'm guessing, in his mind, like since his wife died, it's got hard. It's got really hard, and he's like, I've got nothing for these kids like that. So I guess back there. And what? It's going to be a couple of $100. These are like, you're made, you can settle in whatever you want to do. And the thing is, you're not even paying for your college education for your kids. You're just like, I just want you to be just better. Just have something. Just have something. A little bit better. Yeah. So it's that. But Ned, he kind of warning until he kind of goes, look, what did they do? But yeah, he's like, he's got his Spencer rifle just out of the scene there. He's like, he still had that. And then Ned is like, well, I can still shoot the 2 eyes off a whatever. I can't remember what he's called it, like very Western way of saying it. But he's like, well, let's go on with it. And I do like, whatever you say, that is a Clint Eastwood look with the
very
old
much
squinty
so.
eye. That's it. And I remember when
tilt of the hat.
I watched a documentary when he was in Silverado, and they like the people production one. They were like, he was his first one, and he's not a. Everybody thinks he's a Westerner. I suppose you want to call it a cowboy. He's a Californian.
He's from California.
Yeah, California. And they were like, he was the only one on set when they like, you have to train the horses to listen to the shot, and so they won't rear up, and everybody else won't blink like that when they hear it. And he goes, he's the only one with that look.
Didn't blink,
and he just knew, just like that. And they were like, "Yep, he's gonna be good in this game." And that's it. But there you go, the Spencer rifle. So I'm guessing the Spencer rifle loading from the bridge is a good weapon. I'm guessing.
No idea.
So
no,
I'm guessing it is. Yeah. So yeah, I'm guessing they what.
Guessing expensive.
30, yeah. So 30. It wouldn't. Spencer rifles wouldn't be around Civil War, would they? What loading? Automatic loading would around then, like for a rifle. Was there any?
No idea.
And so like the only ones I know is Enfield, would be good, but yeah.
Well, the Winchesters are the ones that made their fortune. And then the family that inherited, sort of similar to like the Nobel Prize, Alfred Nobel, invents that family invents gunpowder, dynamite, whatever that blows up half the world. No, that's DuPont. Whatever the Nobel, they invited dynamite, and then kind of felt like, okay, now the prize has to be for peace. We have to, and DuPont, same thing. DuPont invents like, gunpowder and other explosives, and same thing, they make massive charitable contributions. And the Winchester family, the one woman actually, you ever hear about the Winchester Mansion?
Yes,
like
there's a movie, isn't it? There's
one of the heiresses, she kind of lost it, and she kept adding on to this home because she felt like, okay, I have to keep adding rooms to quell the souls of the people killed by this rifle. Is really,
Oh my God! Who was that? Helen Mirren. That's it. Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren's in it. Yeah. 2018.
Yeah.
I've not watched it yet, but it's about like a bit more supernatural. That movie. That movie is, isn't it?
Morgan Freeman was in the Electric Company. Daryl, absolutely 100%. Love the Electric Company.
What's that?
Should I do it? Daryl, should I do the thing? I can't. It will blow your ears out. It was a kid's like show about math and reading.
Yeah.
But it would
go on, you have to go on, do it.
I can't. You would scream, "Hey, you guys!" That would be like the beginning, and then they'd sing a song. We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna give you the power. We're gonna teach you to read and write and something. Yeah, and Morgan Freeman was in, and a whole bunch of like aspiring comedians were in that.
Oh my God! Do it!
Yeah. Hey, you guys!
Oh my God! What was that? 70s then? Like 60s,
70s, 80s. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then after that was it was for kids way older than the Sesame Street crew. It was on public television. So look up the Electric Company. It was awesome.
I have to now, yeah.
Actually, there still is an Electric Company. It came back.
Oh, never heard of it. Jay, you heard of the Electric Company?
Sounds very familiar. Like I'm sure I've seen old clips of it or something online, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. Not that I've like actually watched it at least.
1971. There we go.
It sounds really familiar.
Yeah, there were other. Oh my word!
I thought you were going to say it sounds really old.
Just found a picture of him. Holy moly!
I had to try and explain when I was messing around with my kid, and I was just going, and I have the power like that, and he was just like, he goes, "What are you doing?" And he just like literally, I was like, "Oh, I have to now explain He-Man to you."
After school, He-Man, and then Transformers, definitely.
But yeah, try and explain that I had the power of Grayskull. I was like lifting up an imaginary sword.
Not to go too much on a side note here, but I gotta say, I don't think the trailers for the He-Man movie have looked bad. I'm not a He-Man fan, so I don't know, and I have nothing against it. I never was into it as a kid. It missed me by a little bit, and I was kind of more into like Spider-Man and the X-Men animated series of my era. There were reruns of like that and Thundercats on TV all the time when I was a kid. I just never quite got into them. But I gotta say, these trailers, I thought they've looked all right in terms of just a summer blockbuster for He-Man.
You know, Shazam, the movie.
Oh yeah,
I think it's going to be like that. A little bit of cheese, a little bit of fun.
Oh yeah, the one. Well, I guess not recently, but like about 10 years ago, the Zachary Levi. Yeah. No, I enjoyed that. Exactly. I actually it might be my favorite or one of my favorite movies that came out of that Snyderverse era of DC movies. I really enjoyed that one. I didn't expect
anything good, and I was like, you know what? Actually, it is what it is. Oh my god, there it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yes, I have seen this before. It must have been in like YouTube Shorts.
Doesn't look old. Look at him.
That's it. Oh my god, good afro.
That's awesome. I'll have to look into that. I wonder what the humor was like for that. This was a comedy show, like a sketch comedy show.
It was reading and but it was like geared toward reading and math and.
I thought this was like a. Okay, sorry, I had the wrong thing. I thought this was like a sketch comedy show, like a prior to.
No,
I guess not SNL, because SNL would have been the same general era. I just can't remember what year.
And there were some SNL actors would pop in on this, like
interesting.
SCTV and Fridays, all those, So
yeah, like that's kind of what I thought it might have been more. I didn't realize it was a kids program. Interesting. I've definitely seen clips of him from it because it's one of those like, look at Morgan Freeman back in the day.
I can't even do his voice like.
Never watched it.
You will learn what I am.
I'm
going to be.
Too mellow.
It's such an unbelievable voice.
Oh, it is.
Right, we're gonna have to go on YouTube and find his clips because I can't even imagine. I can't.
It is one. But it like this when he goes off in that literally a bit of a bastard to Sally Two Trees. She's see you later. I'm doing my thing. Like that. That is it.
She just gives him a look.
Yeah, just literally like that. She's pissed off, but I'll deal with that. I will deal with that later. Don't worry. And it's like that, and so they're off. Yeah, it's literally that like a great land like shooting like that. Mm-hmm. Good silhouettes. And I do like how you can see the like the friendship between these ones straight away is like like with Ned being kind of like a little more laid back, and then Will has starting to get like a bit of a starting to think about certain people, and he's like he mentions a couple of names. Do you remember such and such? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I saw him. He's dead. You like that, and you're like, you shot him or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I'm starting, and he's starting to like. I'm guessing because he's not a drunk anymore. He's like, he's got a bit of regret. And he's like that. He's starting to like see the demons of what he's done. Yeah. And I think it's good, but he's like, no. And then but it's like Ned draws him out. He's like, look, we were different people. We were different. And I guess like he knows like what he did. Yeah, it's just like no, we're not the same people now. And he's just like, let's get some sleep. Yeah, but I do like these little interactions because it shows like I have them friends like you could see you don't have to be in contact with for like 3-6 months or whatever, and then it was like yesterday, and this is kind of like you get that kind of vibe. It's just like they just picked up exactly what they things like it was like yesterday, and so I think their character development is quite good because you get that bond straight away between these two. Yeah.
Well, and I like how this is how they start to kind of show the internal struggle of the Will character, where it's almost like all these years he's been kind of running from his past versus having moved on from it. And now he's kind of headed right back into what he used to do. That past and those demons are creeping back up on him to remind him, why you left it in the first place, or part of why you left it in the first place. at the very least, what your wife showed you was wrong about it. And now with that, also that conflict of knowing, his wife wouldn't want him to be going back into it. It's just it gives you a look into like the psychology of what's going on in his mind, with really like subtle dialogue and just subtle acting from Clint. Good acting, but it's not on the nose. It's not over telling you exactly what's going on in his mind. Just kind of let you know, like, yeah, this is, this guy moved on from this, had a family, had kids, and lived this life. But now it's all creeping back up. The past is catching up to him, so to speak, because he's headed directly back into the life that he had already left.
But also, he's probably not spoke to an adult in around about 3 years.
That too. I mean, honestly, with the way he's been living like not a recluse, I guess, entirely because he has his kids, but yeah, shut off from the world, just him and his kids.
Yeah, because he can't I need to talk to somebody about what I did, and I can't tell my kids because they're gonna think I'm an evil bastard.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna talk to you. But now we get. I'm gonna do the quiz. Gonna have to do the quiz. Like that. So we get English. Barb is an arrogant Englishman, I suppose, like that, who think he's better than the Americans. Let's say that. So he's correct. Let's say that.
I was going to say classic Englishman.
But Jay, let's see how good your history was then. Did you get it before we go there? Because Sandy's going to announce the quiz question. Anybody's not invited.
I want to say it would have been Rutherford B. Hayes, right?
Ooh,
or am I
which
off?
president was English Bob referring to when he said, "Why not shoot a president?" So the options were Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, and Cleveland. Sandy with the correct answer.
James Garfield.
Oh, okay. So I was wrong.
He did not die. We always have to look under the, at all the details. He didn't die from the gunshot wound. He died from the infection because they could have left the bullet in him, but they didn't. They went digging around for it like a day or two after. And it was likely, unsanitized instruments that were doing the digging. And he died from infection, not from blood loss. And now, interestingly enough, when Theodore Roosevelt, who was also a victim of a shooting, he was shot while giving a speech, he left the bullet in. He said, "Nope, I see what happened to my predecessors. You just leave that bullet in, I'm fine." And not only did he finish the speech, but he didn't let them go back in and grab it, and he was just fine. He was totally fine, with that there. So, but it was Garfield, and there's always the, who are these people? Why do, probably had 3 or 4 doctors arguing about what was the right thing to do, and they did it all wrong. Everything was done wrong. So
interesting. I actually did not know that. That's how bad my history is.
It was one of those.
I didn't even realize he was referencing an event. I thought he was just saying it, kind of like Lisa said, he's kind of an arrogant character. So I thought he was just saying it like as of a president of the time. I didn't realize he was actually even referencing an event. That went right over my head.
Yeah,
and where was he shot? Where? Baltimore and Polmac rail station, I think.
So what had happened was
Baltimore again.
Baltimore, Ohio. No, not in Baltimore. At the
B&O,
the B&O station in Washington D.C., which is not there anymore. But what had happened a couple days earlier, they would publish not only, "Hey, the president is taking a vacation next week," which we do now, right? We say so, but he'll be departing from the Baltimore and Ohio station on B and 6th Street in Northwest Washington, D.C. at exactly 3:05 p.m. Like, they put all the details in there. And so Guiteau was waiting for him. Where that station is today, people think that is Union Station today. It's not. It was a few blocks south of there, same area. This is a teeny tiny little station, and Union Station is huge. It's where the National Gallery is right now, the National Art Gallery on the National Mall. But there is a monument, little memorial to James Garfield, like 2 blocks south, and there's a little plaque that had been in the train station before the train station was demolished to eventually become the art museum there. So yeah, lots of history in that little tiny area there. But this is why, you don't say he's going on vacation, he's going to walk down this street at this time exactly, that no, don't do that. So like lots of mistakes there. And then just 30 years later, McKinley, same thing, so
why was Garfield though? What was the controversial expansion?
I don't know if it was just general, not liking.
Because what you got Hayes Arthur, and then you've got Ulysses Grant. So they're probably So maybe no, I don't know. It's a very weird one. So
never underestimate people are just crazy out there.
Yeah, crazy. But at least we had Victoria.
And he's very much a Victoriana. Yeah. I mean, he loves
goes on about
Vicky.
Victoria. Yes,
Vicky. Well, yes. But let's see. So why was
an empress, not a queen, an empress,
true.
Really.
So it says that there was not a big motive. He was mentally unstable. He was seeking seeking office. He wanted to be part of the French consul to the United States, and he was denied. So he was feeling, kind of ticked off. But he also said it was a mission from God.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of like the Blues Brothers.
Through his speech, then it was folded.
Yeah, that was Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay.
Yep, it went through the speech he was reading. I love that man. He's my favorite president. And of course, he has become larger than life. Played so brilliantly by Robin Williams. But he was
and the film club.
He was our larger, him and, although he wasn't president, Ben Franklin, two really larger than life Renaissance men. I adore Teddy Roosevelt. Garfield, don't know much about him. Don't know much. Didn't last very long. Sadly.
That's it. But yeah, so we get English Bob here. So yeah, and
Dumbledore.
He's
yes. Now in this movie, he looks much closer to the version of him that I recognize from Harry Potter. In the first movie we watched from him, he was much younger. I could barely even recognize him.
Yeah. But this, the unfun fact about Chinaman, I would recommend again Helen Wheels. They explain why. He's he won't get arrested. He won't get ever charged with murder for shooting a Chinaman. In the United States at this time, probably like another 20 years. You could not be shot. You could not be arrested for shooting a Chinaman if you were a citizen of the United States. They were free game.
That is ridiculous.
A mad one. It was only there was African Americans could be tried, but they couldn't be hung if they shot a Chinaman, but they would be fined. But if you were I'm guessing white of persuasion, it was there was no law. Literally for about 50 odd 60 years that you could just shoot a Chinaman. Yeah, and all of them and it was profiteering by other railway companies who some hired Irish, African Americans,
sure.
Chinese, and if you could take a pop shot, you took them out, and you got your. That's how they earn money, and that's what English Bob is doing out here. Literally, I was like, that bit of history is absolutely mad, and like what Los Angeles fire that destroyed Chinatown. Literally,
San Francisco.
San Francisco was
the earthquake that caused the fire after the earthquake.
Yeah, and they didn't care. Literally, they just went in there, robbed it all, shot everybody up, boom, done. Yeah, nobody got prosecuted just because they were Chinese. Actually, like wow, history, amazing. But this is he's I like it because he's arrogant, because he knows he's good on the draw, and it's like that. So he's this guy, and he's like having a go at him. He's like, well, yeah. And he's trying to explain in the polite way is you won't shoot a king or queen because of it's the royalty, the grudge. You're going to think second. But a president comes and goes. So why not shoot a president? that terms, and this guy gets really angry until the guy opposite him says, "Stop, that's English Bob," and he's like, "Are you?" like that. So he's like, "Yeah, it's goes a bit yellow like that." But it's he's got his own little
biographer. He's traveling with a biographer.
Yeah,
which I thought. Okay, so I'm going back and forth on this. When you have a story that's complicated with a lot of backstory, it's an easy device to use the fact that someone's writing a book, or it gives you the reason to tell the backstory, or to have a biographer, or there's some reason to tell all the backstory. And I can't decide whether I like that or whether I don't like that, because it does give him the opportunity to tell his backstory, and it gives Little Bill the opportunity to tell his backstory to the biographer. Is that a shortcut? Did we really need it? I don't know, but I don't find this character useful other than for the narrative. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the narrative is do not believe what you've read in history, like especially with
and that too. Yeah,
it's like because now we know is like we seen them like the gun shoot, like in I'll meet you at dawn or whatever, like like that, and or dusk or like that, or high noon, and they're like standing like 50 meters away from each other, ready. The clock strikes 12. They draw. That's it. That's not how it was. No. Most of the gunshots, was shot in the back. And the other person couldn't draw, or otherwise, if there ever was a Shogun, they were like 5 meters away from each other. The pistols were that bad.
They were that bad.
Like, they were like,
People
you're not going to have a direct aim.
Just like Schofield here. You not everyone who needed glasses even knew that they needed glasses. So, I mean, it's like Hamilton. That shot was a lucky shot that killed Alexander Hamilton. When Aaron Burr killed Alexander Hamilton, it's a lucky shot, is what it was, because those pistols aren't even reliable. So yeah, it didn't. And again, it grazed you, and you died of the infection. You didn't die from the wound.
But yeah, so English Bob is. He is like that. What pheasants? Pheasants, is that pheasants in America? Pheasants?
Yeah, we have pheasants.
Yeah, pheasants, we have pheasants. Yeah,
pheasants. Yeah, I thought it was very English pheasants.
No, we have them.
I do like a pheasant. I do like a pheasant. Yeah, but so he shoots 7-1.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's really part of it. I mean, I don't know.
Gamey. It's
maybe hunters like a pheasant in areas where we have them, but I've never seen like pheasant for sale anywhere in a store.
I don't know if you have to, you hang them and then like that, and it's always the luck is whoever gets. They always say it's luck when you get the balls, like the like the shotgun. You're like like that. And, oh, you're lucky you got the balls. You're like,
no, thank you.
Are you sure about that? It seems kind of
unlucky.
They're lead. Yeah, it's lead.
And they're lead. May I also comment on the magnificence of the railroad cars and engines used in this film? I really like bravo. Even if they were
it stood out to me as well.
They were a little too sparkly clean for this time and place, but I loved them. I thought they were very well done. Very nice.
But yeah, but everything's like the carriages, and I like that when the carriage comes up, everybody's like, oh, we don't get that often, and it's like that. So this is why I thought it was. This must be. Is it going to be the backdrop of Wyoming, and they put it on the back, or is this going to be Alberta?
I think that's this really is like Alberta. Yeah,
is it? Because that is a landscape like that.
Beautiful landscape.
I'd like to live there. That's it. Yeah, but yeah. So they ride in a town, and they don't read the ordinance of you've got to surrender your any firearms. They just ride in a town, and then this deputy is like, have you got any weapons? Nope. Even though he's just noticed him out of the carriage and he spotted his pistol.
So it's a peacekeeper.
So yeah, he arms up, gets all the other deputies.
Over the top with this. Jeez Louise.
I'm guessing that's Little Bill though. Little Bill said, no, anybody you've got to go in, right in there. But then we get this other deputy comes in, lost an arm, guessing Civil War, and he's
could be.
I've just loaded that for you. He's like that. No, can't anybody else load my my pistol? It's like that. It's like revolver. It's just like yeah. I'm guessing that would have been the thing as well. No, I'm not going to trust you that you loaded that correctly.
Too right. Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah. It's like when somebody goes, I folded your parachute. Like I'm going to do that myself, just to let you know I'm doing that myself. I'm not going to trust you. But yeah, it's is Little Bill coming here? Like they're like, oh, but he's still in his cabin. Well, he's building his house. But yeah, so we get then English Bob. Again, he's being trying to explain to the author, the writer, like life of like, why is life like this? He thinks he's better than anybody else, but yeah, he goes off, and of course everybody's waiting for him outside, and of course Little Bill, and they know each other from times past, so yeah. And I like this because there is a little showdown. Like, fair play, Little Bill, English Bob doesn't have a chance here. Even if he was the quickest draw, he's smart enough to know he's beaten. Even though that, because everybody's got a rifle or a pistol pointed at him, and then Little Bill is about to draw on him, and they know they don't like each other. They're like they've met before. And they don't like each other. Like even English Bob has said, I thought you were dead. Like I heard rumors you fell off your horse and broke your bloody neck. So it's like you didn't die in honor. You died in a very stupid way. And he's like, yeah, I heard that story as well. And of course, whilst the town is out here.
But we have to do the quote. Can we do the exact quote? Because it's.
Go on.
I think it's the best quote of the film. I even thought I was dead till I found out. Let me try one more time. Hell, I even thought I was dead till I found out it was just that I was in Nebraska. So whatever he has against Nebraska, but I thought that was good. Sorry, I flubbed
it. It was
completely.
A good one.
I am not an actor at all, and not even a very good reader, but I wrote down the quote. But yeah, it's just in Nebraska, so Nebraska. I like that.
But yeah, from that, he gets you. I'm guessing you didn't read the audience, and he's like, well, but yeah, and it's like this guy is like, what are you? I'm a writer. And they pull out their weapons, aim at him, and he pisses himself.
Yeah, just stick your hand in a duffel. That's really smart to do when everybody is aiming at you. But it's a book. It's a book.
It's a book. Yeah, and then this is where, and it he knows what English Bob is, so he's like, and English Bob, fair play to him. He's like, I need to protect myself, even when he goes, what was it, the 35 or something afterwards. So he receives him off his, I only have a peacekeeper. And then he goes, and you're 35. And he's just like, you are surrendering me to my enemy. So he knows he's not liked. He's probably killed some innocents in these times. Was it the duck of death?
They keep
the
saying
duck of death.
Duck.
The duck
of death.
The duck of death.
Saying the duck.
Yeah, but
which is perfect. It's a perfect insult.
But yeah, this is where he gets his. We need your 35, and then he's like, you won't. Yeah, and then he just blindsides him with a you're gonna hit with the side of a revolver. It's got to take out. So he just takes him down and kicks the living crap out of him in front of the town. And this could have been anyone. And he was English Bob. It's like that. He's the first person who came into town going for the bounty, and he's obviously going for the bounty. He's like, I'm gonna make an example out of you. So he kicks the crap out of him, and then just warns everybody. This is what happens. So, and then we get back to Will and Ned on the trail. Well, they're catching up to the Schofield Kid. Oh, and I do like this whilst they're having a little chat. And then is this where they got thrown off the horse?
Yeah, that's not him either.
That's not him. But I do like this. Is like they find out. Well, he's blind as a bat. He's like, boom. Wait, he's not shooting at us anymore.
Who's he shooting at? We're over
Who's
here.
he shooting at? He's like, oh no, he's shooting at us again. And he's like, kid, it's us. So yeah, he comes up. Yeah, and and again, it's what's it? It's showing his again what Sandy kind of said. It's like, well, I want to be with you guys. You're my like kind of heroes.
Yeah,
because
like,
he's like,
okay,
no, I'm
gonna make a terrible comparison. But you remember in The Incredibles?
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
You remember, and the bad guy that turns into
God? Why can't I think of his name?
The superhero.
I know he's Buddy in the beginning. I'm pretty sure they call him Buddy
because he idolized all of them, but then they dissed
all the
him,
heroes,
and
especially
he
Mr. Incredible.
Be a hero because he didn't have any superpowers.
Oh no, I have to look it
what
up.
is that? Oh my God, that's gonna bug me.
No,
I have to look it up.
And something.
It's something stupid as well, isn't it?
When I hear it, it's gonna annoy me because I know it.
Look it up.
It is Jason Lee. I know did the voice. Yes, it's of course it says the first voice he did. Buddy Pine. Syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew that was going to annoy me.
I want to be like one of you guys. I want to be like one of you. And yeah, that's kind of. I mean, and he doesn't turn evil, but yeah, that's kind of what I get the feeling that these were larger than life. These were celebrities, right? These are the people they talked about. The stories are about these guys. Oh my gosh, it's these guys, and now I've met them, and they're old. You know, so there's you kind of get a little bit of that too. I like the dynamic between these three, and later on, and how they each react to killing. I really, really like that too. But I think both the actors and the way these three characters are written is really good.
But yeah, on this where he goes, what? 3 ways? And he's like, nope, not having it. And then he turns around, well, how much is that? And he's just like, yeah, I did. And he just knows, like, he needs somebody to like kind of look out for him. But when they kind of like, well, no, we're off then. You know, without my partner, we're going. And I like this when he goes, can I see your rifle? I think it's bent. like that. I might need to check it. He's like, no. But yeah, it's good. I like Morgan Freeman's character Ned in this, and I think that's the whole point. Is he's the sympathetic ear, but the nice guy. He's the one that you like. He's like at the moment, you know, like from the kid and from Ned, they've both bigger themselves up a little bit. Oh, I've killed loads, and then you know Will has, and then of course you know little Bill is a bit of an arse, and then English Bob, what we see as well, is a bit of a knob as well. But then Ned seems like he's kind of the nice one, like that. He seems like that. Like I think they play that well for what happens later. Is they play that kind of nice because he doesn't talk about his past. He doesn't seem to have done anything as bad. Like, but you just know you ran with Will, so you know he's probably done something bad. But you know he's kind of like, you know, the one with the sensible ear, I suppose, like that. You know, like trying to give a bit of, always a bit positive as well. He's always like that. He's always like, you know, let's get over it. So, yeah. So we get back onto the trials, and this is where Ned calls him out. I think it's a buzzard. Is it a buzzard?
Hawk.
I can't remember what you call it. Hulk. That's it. A hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that, but I bet I shoot that. I bet I can shoot that first. There is nothing there. And I like it because whilst he's talking, like, Clint Eastwood, he's like, what? What are you talking about? He looks up and
what can't I see?
There.
Yeah.
He's like that, yeah. But yeah, he goes, then this is where they find out he's, short-sighted, is it? Would you be
I always get him confused.
Yeah.
Yeah,
long-sighted means you
close,
can see there.
So
Short-sighted means you can't.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it not that? I've never understand that. Somebody doesn't wear glasses. I'm short-sighted. That means I can read here. Long-sighted means I can see over there. And it's the opposite.
It is the opposite, right? So if you can see close, they call that...
No.
I always get confused.
Close,
I thought if you could see close, they call it far-sighted.
No, you're nearsighted. You can see near.
No, we say short-sighted, long-sighted. So if you
we say nearsighted, it's up close.
So if you can read a book, and you can't see far away, it's long-sighted. In other words, you can't see long away, and the reverse.
Oh, see, we do it the right way.
I always
Sorry.
get confused.
It does. That is weird. I'm sure it's
I
that
have
way.
astigmatism, so I have both, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, most people with astigmatism are good at sport, apparently.
Oh,
because they have
maybe I am.
vision.
That could be true.
There you go. So you see things before they come. So
So
apparently,
let me. I'm kind of surprised going back to the actor that plays the Schofield Kid. He was, and it's not that far off, but he was 27 or 28 when this was filmed. Boy, he looks like he's 17 or 18. He really has a baby face. He definitely has a baby face. Because he's born in 1967. So he's what? He'll be 60 next year. Wow. Jeez, he'll be 60.
Yeah, he has got a baby face because like they even like give him there like the baby stubble, don't they? Like that is can't really grow a beard. It's just like good little stubble, but not growing through. But yeah, they get their. I can shoot anybody for 50 yards. They like that. That's the argument. Well, if you can do 50 yards, he's going to be good. We can tell him where to go. And then, of course, I like this scene. I really do. This where the duck of death.
He says
it's taking the piss out of him.
No, it's the duck. Yeah, I love that.
He's a duck. The Duke. No, he's a duck. And he's just taking the piss. And like he can't do anything. He's like, that's it. But he's got the author done as well. And he's taking the piss out of his writings. And he says about one incident where. What was his name? Something two cannons, and he's like that. Two gun like, Tommy or something.
Yeah, not Tommy, but it's some name like that.
Yeah, and he's like, no, I was at the saloon where it happened, and that's not how it went down. And he goes, one, he wasn't called two cannons because of he held two pistols. It was because of the size of his. Like that. And he goes, and it was because. English Bob was absolutely off his rocker and was jealous because the girl he fancied was with this guy. And yeah, he was so drunk when he turned up into the bar, he shot, completely missed, and
shot off his toe.
Shot, and then he was so like trying to release his pistol, shot off his toe, and then the second shot exploded in his hand. Bad workmanship, and and I'm guessing like he does say whatever revolver it was, and I'm guessing that was a known thing. Like there are ones.
He even commented. He said, "What did he say? A fatal flaw or something?"
Yeah, there were known fatal flaw. Yeah. So, but yeah, but again, he's just like I'm trying to degrade everything that English Bob has told you. Like this is all lies. Might make for a good reading to your, that to the people, but it's absolute BS. But he gets him out, and like this because he's like egging him on, but then he gets on to like the weapon, and we get that in a moment. But yeah, it's I think it's that whole scene. It's just like him just degrading. Like English Bob, like can't do anything. I'm just behind bars. It just makes his character just a bit like, oh, you're a bit nasty. You just like you're trying to get that last little dig in. You beat him near to death, and I'm just gonna now. I'm just gonna take the piss out of you. He's destroying the
legend, really. Yeah. Like he's tearing up the legend, and literally too, because here's your biographer, and so I'm kind of tearing up everything he's now written about you because it's not true.
So we go back. This is where we get the kid. How many people you've killed, and like you get a good somebody. I don't know. We don't talk about that. We just don't talk about that. And he's like, well, I've killed 5 or something like that. And one was
Mexican.
Like a Mexican with a knife that came out with like at me. Yeah, like, and he's got this story, and he's just trying to like I'm worth keeping around. I'm just worth. Look, listen to me, please. And they're like, that's it. And it's even like, what is it? He knows a story from his uncle where he took down 2 people, like single handedly, and like a shot of like it was like an amazing experience. And then we get like later, Ned goes, "No, I remember that. Wasn't there free?" He's like that. And he's like, "Well, I don't remember. I was drinking too much at that time." It's just it's good. Like again, you're getting that premise of like, yeah, Will was that good, even though he was probably nasty off his rockers, let's call that. But he was that good, at killing. Let's say that would be nice. He wasn't a nice man, and it is like so. Yeah,
it also shows that he's ashamed of it too, which they kind of need for you to actually be able to get behind this character. Like if he's, because you find out kind of later on what he's actually done, and it's pretty terrible. So if you know any of that beforehand, there's no way you're ever going to like root for this character the way the story wants you to. So you have to really believe that he has moved on from that past. He's ashamed of it. And I think Clint Eastwood's acting, but also just the way they did it in terms of screenplay and all that.
Subdued, isn't it?
It's well done. Yeah, it's very subtle, but it's very like, because it's so subtle and especially surrounded by all these characters who are boasting. You've got little Bill boasting about, not so much boasting, but kind of cocky about how he goes about his ways, especially with trying to tear down English Bob. You've got English Bob making up lies and this whole bravado, and even the Schofield Kid is making up his lies for his own kind of bravado. And then you have this one guy who's got all the history that, at least two of those guys, I guess, want to have in terms of notoriety for their villainous ways. He's got all of it, and he's ashamed of it. And he wants no bragging, no bravado, no nothing to go along with it. He just wants to be removed from it, but he's, obviously drawn back to it for the money involved in this. But it's just very interesting the way he plays that role, surrounded by all these guys with all this, I guess bravado really just is the best word, not to keep repeating it. It makes you feel like he is genuinely, ashamed of his past. And that helps you get behind the character as a protagonist when he's lived his whole life as a villain, basically.
True enough. But so we get back to Little Bill. It's just, I don't even know what this guy's called. What is this guy called? The writer.
WW something.
Oh, is it? Okay, don't really know.
Something with a B. That's slipping my mind.
Bennington. I think.
Now I have the Incredibles IMDb up, so I got to go back a few pages.
They call him Beauchamp, but that would be Beecham,
Beauchamp.
right?
Beauchamp.
W.W. Beecham. Beauchamp.
Yeah, Beauchamp. Yeah, but this is where he's writing out the real stories, and he's interested in history. He's a writer, so he's like every that's it. But then we get to the point where here's a pistol. Like, if you shoot me, that's it, because he knows killers and he knows not, and he knows what this guy is. And he's like, but this, he's like, you're going to give me a chance. But then he's like, well, I'm not going to shoot you. But what if I give it to him? And he's like, give it to him. And he's like he gets really aggressive about like that. So it's
a really smart move though by Beecham, like Beauchamp. That I thought that was kind of a brilliant, but you can't outsmart Little Bill. You can't.
Yeah. But I say he goes, well, but then like again, English Bob, if it is empty, I'm dead. Like that. I'm literally, you can just go over there and literally I've got nowhere to run, nowhere to do. Like I'm being beaten. Have I got the right shot in me? And and it's just like he like goes to take it. And I do like how you go that's they film it in such a way that angle is that contemplation, and the contemplation is within the hand, and then he just goes, and he just grabs the bar, and you're like that. Oh, it's great. And he goes, I guess he doesn't want it. And then that moment, he's just out like
one at a time.
Ding, the rounds, and he's just like, oh, and then English Bob's just like, oh no, like that. I could have got revenge. I could have, because it's just that that moment of it's just the heartbreak of like a killer, and like I could have got him. I could have if I just just actually believed in it. But I do like this scene. But then we get a good old downpour, a good old British downpour, with the guys coming back. But they have their remedy to outdo the storm. Have some whiskey, and of course Will doesn't touch the stuff anymore. I do like this, how it's that bad. It's like dripping off their hats, like really like bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like proper. Yeah, they've got all that look completely right. But yeah, they get that the next day, and then of course we get English Bob's being sent off. So he's and he's like, I like how he's bent. Like when he bends his pistols.
The barrel.
Yeah, you just not left me anything, and then he's just like. He's going off and he's just shouting, like, you're uncivilized. It's great. Oh, you like Miss Richard Harris. He's just like that kind of, that delivery with his accent just kind of really goes really well. And like that. Oh, but yeah, it's but now since that, it's whoever, after that beating, nobody's going to turn up. Nobody's going to have the balls, I suppose, to kind of take the bounty after what they Little Bill did to English Bob. So that's it. But whatever time, I'm guessing this is supposed to be a time passed on this bit. They don't really show it. I don't think it needs to really, because
at least a few days, right?
Yeah. They turn up into Big Whiskey. They don't see the signs because it's very, very, very wet and windy. Let's say that. And like
it was a
good.
dark and stormy night. Yeah,
I like that. Somebody's here to see you. Like talcum powder. There we go. It must be horny. Come out in this weather. It's like that. Okay, but I like that because Strawberry Alice. I'm guessing she's the known. Yeah, if you want to have a good night, you ask for Alice, and that's it. For some billiards, as they would say. But we get that's it, and we get back to the Little Bill's good old carpentry homestead where he's got all the everything out. Oh, ding ding ding.
I'm
ding.
all out. Like he's opened the window, just fling
just
it
keeps
out.
throwing it out. Oh, it's just and he's like, I can't. He's like, I can't work. Oh, and he moans. He's like, well, maybe you should also shoot the carpenter, thinking it's a joke. And he's like, what did you say? Like that. And he gets really, I like that because he gets really, really offended. Like so. I like they're back and forth. But yeah, whilst that's happening, the one of the deputies turns up. Somebody's here. And I don't know how they would even know they're like armed. They've just been to they're
I guess they just assume because if you're following the rule, then you would turn them in. You would turn your gun. You would seek someone out to turn your guns in. So everybody's armed. So you just assume if someone didn't come in and turn their weapons in, then they're violating the ordinance number 14.
That's it. But so we get like Ned, whilst the Schofield Kid is getting an advance on the money, and then Ned and Will are having a little conversation. He's talking about a little bit about the past, and he's like, "Jesus, you look bad. like you look ill." He's like, "Have some whiskey." He puts it in front of him. He just pushes it away. But like, even Ned's like, "Would you mind like that if I, take a moment?" But then also you we miss over Will is very honest, even in death. That he's not been with death to our part. He's not even that. He's like, until I'm there. He's like, no, because even Ned goes, "What do you use?" Like he takes the mickey. He's like, "Do you use your hand?" It's like messing around. He's like,
He even says, like, maybe you need to move on and settle down. And just, nope. He's just kind of wallowing in just, like, I feel like he's more regretful about what his life was before his wife because he felt like he needed to be a really good person for her. And he never probably didn't get much chance to be a really good, because she died so young. And he feels like, maybe he could have made up for all the bad by being a good dad and a good husband, and that, part of that's not happening.
Well, and it probably also almost feels a bit like punishment in a way. Like he was never going to be allowed to live a happy life because of what he had done in the past. So in a way, the universe, or however you want to look at it, kind of punished him by taking her.
2 seconds. I pressed the wrong button there, and it went a bit
back to the beginning.
It went to the beginning. That's it. So I think we're like that.
We're right about here.
There you go. Don't know what happened there. Just changed headsets. But yeah, so whilst there we go. Let's get
It's always the headset.
There we go. Don't know why.
I don't know either. It's always my audio that just screws everything up.
So yeah, he goes up, and whilst so Ned, I'm gonna go up there and get I'm gonna go and get an advance as well. So whilst he's coughing and splattering from kind of being very ill,
and very wet and very cold.
Yeah, it's like she pushes it away, and then of course little Bill comes in. They've got the pistols drawn on him already, so he knows he's again like English Bob. I'm screwed if I do anything or say anything wrong, and he kind of just takes it. But of course, now he doesn't even know this guy. He doesn't like. I think he calls him Hendershot, doesn't he? Like I'm Will Hendershot, because he said about. Do you remember a guy called Hendershot? And his brain just went. His like head exploded. I remember that, and so he's like, "What are you talking about?" You know. So this is where he calls himself Will Hendershot. And again, it's just little Bill. Again, he goes over the top. This guy could be innocent because one, he's not thinking. He goes, "I'm not armed" or whatever, but he assumes the worst out of everybody, and like, I'd rather kick the crap out of you and then find out, you know, afterwards. Is what shoot first, ask questions later, isn't it? Kind of a mentality. So he just kind of absolutely kicks the crap out of him until Will has to kind of crawl out of the bar after him. So it's the other two jump out the window. They get that, but it's they get the horses, get him away. But again, he's just kind of taking that slimy kind of great picture here like that. I've got another one. Yes, it's kind of like that mentality for him. So at this point in the movie, I think you kind of go into the ball. Oh, I'm really not liking this character, just because of he's been a bit smug. Like I own this town. It's
There's
my
no reason.
town.
Yeah, other than he wants his way. He wants everyone to know that he is large and in charge, and that's really it. Yeah.
Yeah. Be fearful of me, nobody else. That's it. So we get that, and then of course, then we get the little Bill gets the mostly Alice has to go I'm in charge. Nobody else is going to come, and I like. You can't really see it really bad, but when Ned's, how many times you done this? With a needle, really thick needle and thread.
Yeah,
I've done it. Yeah, I've done it many times before. Don't worry, it's like that. So he stitches him up, but of course, Will goes into a fever, I suppose, like that, from being ill and of course being kicked the crap out of, and they get a barn somewhere whilst they're waiting him to heal up. So I'm guessing it's weeks as well. They've been there. Ned and the kid has been getting a lot of advances, so they've been getting food delivered.
He says 3 days that he hadn't eaten by the time they give him food. Doesn't he say, I haven't eaten in 3 days? Well, it's about time.
Well, no, they say go and get 3 days worth of food, don't they?
Okay.
No, I do think you're right though, Sandy, as well. I think after he wakes up, he says that to Delilah. I believe she asks, are you hungry? And he's like, well, I've been out for 3 days. I should be, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So we get these. Yeah, we're gonna wait. And like that, Ned is good for his friend. No, because he's like, come, we can kill him by ourselves, and he's like, nope, we wait for Will. It's like that. Without him, we ain't doing anything. So it's things. It can't. It's not great things. The pictures. I'll actually see if I can play it just a little. There we go. That's your killer. Like, who am I looking for? This guy. What did I do?
Yes. Yes, and it kind of does look like him, but my
it does. But you're like,
not enough that you'd be able to pick him out of a crowd.
Yeah, it would be like, is that guy? It's like that. Oh, but yeah. But again, yeah, he's delirious. He's like again, just talk again, like this was saying. You give him kind of an empathy of like what he's talking about. He's like, again, he's just like my past. Like I didn't mean to do it. I did like that. I was a different man. We were different people. But the kid is kind of like, we need to move on. And like, this is why I thought there was more time, because it turned snowy quite quick.
Yeah, so this stood out to me as well. I couldn't understand it because it did not seem like it was anywhere near cold weather beforehand, and then all of a sudden it's just snow, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And you could have sold me on like maybe they went a little up like a mountain or something that was nearby, and it was a little bit colder up there, and there was some snow that kind of came out of nowhere. You could maybe sell me on that, but I don't. That would be me feel like I'm filling in a blank because I didn't see that travel. I didn't get that. And when you see some of the view, like even when he's asking Morgan Freeman's character to, or the Schofield Kid is, to like go on the journey, finish the mission, just the two of them. I feel like you're looking out at the distance on that, and I didn't notice that they were elevated up a mountain or anything either. So as far as I can understand, this is the same level flat land that they've been on.
Yeah.
And yesterday, the day before, I mean, because again, he was out for 3 days. So in the yesterday scene, it's a pretty sunny, doesn't even look cold kind of day. Then all of a sudden there's snow, and then all of a sudden there's no snow, and it's not like anybody's bundled up. So this, I don't know if I fixated on this too much while I was watching it, but for the next like 10 minutes, I was trying to figure out like, how the hell was there just snow? And then there's no snow, and then I just moved on from it.
Now, I know there's parts, and I've been in many times, when it's bright sunshine, and then an hour later you're like, why is there snow? It's like, it's freaky when it happens, but
for sure. But usually that's at least and at least it's in like colder weather, like because here in New England that happens all the time. I mean, you blink your eyes and the weather changes. But usually it's at least it matches the seasons. Like, if it's in late November, we haven't had snow yet.
This is like 10 inches of snow. It looks like.
And it's like it didn't seem like they were in any cold season. Like nothing was indicating a cold season prior to this. When he meets Morgan Freeman's character, he's wearing just a shirt, working in the outside. Like nobody's bundled up. Even the ladies, like when they're throwing the mud at the guys bringing the horses, they're just wearing like nobody's ever bundled up to signify that it's like cold season. At least this snow like threw me for a loop, probably longer than it should have. But I just didn't understand where this snow came from.
That's what I'm saying. I can't remember the 3 days. Maybe I missed that, but I thought he's been.
It could have been longer.
Months.
Maybe I just thought it was a few days. But you're right. The snow definitely.
Yeah.
Well, even so, I mean,
like this is giving the time of passage that he's been out really bad for a while. That's it.
Even if it was, I do believe they say 3 days right in this scene here. But even if it was slightly longer, I mean, how long? It couldn't have been not enough for things to change that much. Like it couldn't have been a month because the other two guys would have just went along with the bounty at that point. I doubt they'd wait a month to continue it. I believe Morgan Freeman's character does say 3 days. And he says, because we're not going anywhere without him. So I'm pretty sure it was just 3 days by what the movie tells us. And even if it was, say, a week or 2 weeks, the snow just makes no sense to me for it to be there and then gone again immediately. If you at least the rest of the movie was in
what
snow.
Happens in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Maybe
right.
That very well could though as well.
For me, the best assumption or best way they could have got me to buy it was if they just said, they went up a mountain a little bit. It was colder, I guess. Yeah. Sure. You could sell me on it. I'd still have some questions about that, but I could move on from it easy. But the way it just moves on, it really, like I said, even now I'm probably talking about it longer than I really need to, but it just threw me for a loop watching it. And for the next 10 minutes, I'm like, but where the hell did that snow come from and where is it now? Small little thing to pick out on it, but it was just so odd because they seemed like they wanted snow so deliberately in that scene. So
lucky enough, it doesn't give to the plot. You go, that ruined it. So
it like I said, it's a small thing to pick on. It's really not that big of a deal. It just seems so intentional by them that I couldn't understand where the hell it came from.
But this is where, Will meets the girl he's trying to, I suppose, give revenge to Delilah.
To avenge, right?
To avenge, yes.
Yes.
To avenge, sorry. The Avengers, assemble. And he's like, he looks up, so you're her. I bet you look as ugly as me, doesn't he? He's like, I didn't mean that. Like, she takes offense. He's like, he's polite. He's polite about it. And then...
And she's a tough cookie, obviously.
Yeah. And then, it's... I must say, it does look good backdrop, given that, like that, just in the scenes. But it's the other two guys...
They don't look like they're up a mountain at this point. They look like they're on the regular flat land. So I don't know. It was very odd. I still can't get over it.
In your brain
I still really can't get over it. It was just such an odd thing.
But in this, I laugh. You feel this is quite good, this bit, but there need to be, I think, more with her. This whole scene is like, oh, they're getting a freebie. Do you want a freebie? And he's like, I can't. And then she goes, oh, no. Like she instantly goes, because she feels ugly in her, like the outside and from the inside as well. So it's like, oh, and then he kind of comes up with, no, it's not because of that. It's because of my wife. And then she goes, oh, that is so thing because most of the men I'm with, I've known many a men, and she's like, oh, she's trying to be a bit graceful and like, just don't care. So yeah, it's a good little scene, but you don't get much.
I thought this was going to set up a little romance where this was going to be the person who helps him move, move on from the pain of his wife and all that, or the pain of losing his wife rather. I thought that's what this was going to be, and she, he's got a bad past. She's obviously got an interesting past. I thought it was going to be kind of like a little plot thread that they threw in like that, but obviously, no. It's really just this little scene of the two of them. Yeah, I couldn't have been more wrong.
You old romantic, you Jay.
Yeah, what can I say?
Unforgiven, the romance western.
Yeah.
I will say it's one of the. When they didn't go through with it, I wasn't like upset. 'Cause I'm like, you know what, this movie really didn't need that. And if they did it and it was like too cheesy, we would have all picked out and said this movie absolutely did not need a love story. So fair enough.
That's it. Oh, good old bonnet there.
Good hat. Yep. Got the bonnet going.
There we go. Look, I love this because they used this so much in the 90s. Is the double focus? They used to cut the things. Oh my god, they used to love that. Now, but like they've gone off it again. But they used to love a double focus, didn't they? Like, oh no, we need them both in focus at the same time. You're like, but my eyes don't do that. Like, but yeah. So they're back. They're having little things, and then they get now again. This is what weirded me out. Is not that snow. Is now we're not in snow. So how far away is it?
One side of the mountain, other side of the mountain. Maybe.
Hey, welcome to my world. This is what I was going through the whole next 10 minutes after that. It doesn't make sense.
But we get the branches, and then we get what's the kid's name? What did you say earlier?
Was it Quick Ben or something?
Quick Mike.
Quick Mike. Yeah, Quick Mike. I think.
But yeah, so.
The other guy is Davey. I think because they're aiming at the other guy now. His name is just Davey.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah, got them confused.
So they shoot the horse. They breaks his leg, and this is where then Ned take the shot. Before he gets in the way, and he's just like, I just can't do it. I like this because then you warm to him again, like, that's not who I am anymore. I just can't do it. And it's like that. So yeah, it's Will takes it off him, and then he's just like, how many shots I got? You got 2 left. He's like, dum, misses the first, and then he's like, gets him in the stomach, and he's like, and then like the kid, I can't see anything. Tell me, I'm like blind as a bat. But yeah, Davies, I've been shot, boys. I've been shot. Like in absolute agony. He's like, I'm really thirsty, and he's like that, and he's give him some goddamn water. We're not going to shoot you. You like that promise. And and he's like, well, and it's even to them. When the kid asks, did you kill him? Yep, he's dead. Doesn't sound like you killed him. Yeah, we've killed him, kid. Don't worry. It's like that. So they know.
Shot him through his liver.
Yeah, it's like, it's just time. And the worst thing is like, he's not done the bad one. He's got probably the worst death. He's got to bleed out for his liver, and suffer the agony of just a very slow death. But yeah, so we get that, and then they doubled back on themselves, and then this is when Ned goes, guys, I'm done, and that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna go back home. I'll look in on your kids. He hands over his Spencer rifle, and like gives it back to him. I'm crap with it anyway. So it's like, no, I can't shoot for shit. So they're off, and this is where yeah, the little Bill gets told they got one of them, and then it's well, they get a posse, really, don't it? I mean, that's the thing. They get everybody for a posse, two things, and then even the ladies are like, I didn't think they're going to go through with it. I didn't realize, like, well, what do you expect? You're given $1,000 head. What did you expect? So when it happens, they're all in a bit of shock, except for Alice is like, well, what did you expect? And then it's lucky enough. Well, for them is that one of the guys come back. We found one of them. He was heading east or wherever. We've been bringing him back. So they've got Ned, one of them, but we also we find out the other one is now held up. He's got pin him down, in a stronghold, and that's it. So we got this bit as well, where we get Ned being captured, and then we got they're waiting out the other guy. We go a little bit back and forth, but what we got is Ned's being captured. Little Bill is literally about to kind of torture him, isn't he? He's like that. He's like, he's been ball whipping him. He's got the author to kind of, what did you say? And he because of his lies with some of the names, he realizes he's lying. And what a bit like when he goes up to him after he knows he's lying, and he goes, this bit, I'm gonna hurt you, not as nice as last time, or something like that. And not as like, what is it like looking like, you psychopath? He's like this is a bit where you can see he kind of enjoys it. He's like he is a psychopath.
He is.
He's
like,
he's really enjoying it.
The power trip. Yep.
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna like breaking you. Like the other people just got beat up, but I'm gonna break. So it's just like it's a bit of a cringe, but great acting. Like Gene Hackman, brilliant when he just give it, because you're like, you're a bit of a scumbag, and I believe you. So we get this is the guy's name, and they're like, I'm gonna take a dump, and he's like, well, you want to come out with me and hold it, but this is Will's on kid. This is an easy one. Go and do it. So he goes out into the outhouse. Goodbye. Whilst the other guy's calling that assassins. So he gets him in the outhouse. All hell breaks loose. They run off. Whilst I like this guy. He's just called Fat Man. We just know him as Deputy Fat Man. Gets off, and whilst they're waiting for the money, the kid explains like really, really well. And I think like he gets it like the sorrow of the drink, but he does it really well. Of like how he explains, I kind of lied. That was my first, and I don't know. Like I expected something. I expected something different. Like probably didn't care. That's not me. I'm not you. I can't ever be you. He's literally done. He gives up his pistols to Will, but whilst he's like explaining, like, and Will's like, yep, that's what happens. It's just like, yep, deal with it, kind of like that. It's just like very like blunt about it. He's like, yeah, what did you expect? And he's like that, and I'm guessing I understand what I've done and I've dealt with it, but that's who I am. I've killed, and your one, is just on that level, and he's the most unsympathetic ear you could have. It's just like, yeah, kid, I understand, kid. Until we get one of the ladies turns up whilst they're drinking sorrows of like and tells, well, here's your money. Do you want to count it? Will goes to, I'll go and count it. And he goes, we'll split it 3 ways with Ned. We got to meet up with Ned. And then this is where she announces, Ned is dead. How I thought you knew. Little Bill killed him. And literally the moment he hears that, He has no hesitation. He just grabs the bottle.
Well, he denies it too. Like he's like, no, he didn't. Why are you saying that? Like there's that moment of like immediate denial.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, he didn't do anything. He didn't shoot anyone. He's away, and he just goes straight to the bottle. And it's great because when he grabs the bottle, it's like I like it just switches in him what he needs to do. I need to do this now, and he just switches back to old Will, I'm guessing. And he's just like that. He just there's no dialogue. He's just taking that swig, drops it down, next swig. It's just, I think it's great. Like it's acting without acting, and I think it's very good because it's her giving the dialogue whilst you're just watching his reaction of like, oh shit, like because you realize your brain goes, oh no, I didn't want him to pick up the bottle, I didn't want him to change him, but now he's just lost his friend and he's pissed. He's gonna be pissed. That's it. So you get the kid like that. He goes, yeah, hands over. Give me your revolver. He's like that. I don't need them. Don't care. And off he goes into the dark. And I'm guessing we're not going to see a lot, but he gets back into, goes off into Big Whiskey, and then we get, of course, outside Grealish. It's here we go. This is what happens to assassins around here. So they've kind of made a show of Ned outside the bar, whilst inside, Little Bill is giving out free drinks to everybody. Sorry, outside. Inside, Little Bill is giving all free drinks to everybody who was in the posse, and who rides out the next day will get such and such. Whilst that is, nobody notices the door comes in. What a scene this is! What a scene!
Walks in straight up, standing up.
Like, and got everybody's like, oh, it's just, and he's like, who owns this shithole? Like, that's me, such and such. You know, I bought $1,000 off Grealish, and he's, you guys, like, you want to move out of here?
This is a shot. He says, "This is a shotgun. You might want to move over." Yeah.
And it's just a bit like everybody's like, oh no, and it just takes the aim, and he's like, then Little Bill is like, you just killed an unarmed man. Dare you? Should have made himself armed if he was gonna decorate his place with my friend. And he's just like that, and it's brilliant. And then he goes, the speech. Sandy, do you want to give me the quote?
Oh, I can't do that quote.
Shall I do the quote?
Yeah, if you have it handy, let's look it up. Quote.
Yeah, it's the best quote. There we go. Sorry, guys. This is what about them? I want to speak to it. Unforgiven quote. There we go. Me being lazy, couldn't type. There we go. Let's.
I'm trying to think what quote is it?
It's the Little Bill one. It's like when Little Bill says, "You're William Munny out of Missouri."
Oh, okay.
Like, I've killed women and children. I've killed everything that walks or crawls at one time or another, and I'm here to kill you, Little Bill, for what you've done to Ned. Yeah, So Little Bill, you're William Munny out of Missouri, killer of women and children. That's right. I've killed women and children. I've killed just about everything that walks and crawls at one time or another. And I'm here to kill you, Little Bill, for what you did for Ned. Like that. It's like, oh, shit. But then, like, he's got his shotgun out. He's like, well, yeah. He's only got one shot. Once he does it, you shoot him down like the mangy dog he is. Or whatever he says. It's just, great. It's just that. And then when he just cocks it, misfire. And then it's just, all hell breaks loose. It's just, and that's what he says. Like, you know, he shoot. He throws the gun. Then he grabs his.
Yeah. And I love it. And then he gets like everybody.
But how does no one else get a shot off?
I'm guessing because I'm guessing they're cracked because he's reloading as he says. anybody doesn't want to get shot, better get out the back. And it's like that because he just shot like what 5 of them.
Well, and also I think it's a callback to earlier where they talk about how, a calm, level-headed man is the best thing in a gunfight.
He
where
doesn't miss.
Right, where because Little Bill tells the whole story about the guy who panics and shoots himself in the toe and all that. He says something about calm minds or level heads. That's the best skill to have. He's like, this is how fast my hand can draw, but if I keep a calm head, blah blah blah, the whole thing. So I think it's kind of a callback to that, where he's now like this guy seems like he's a man of myth and legend. He's completely struck fear, almost Batman like, completely struck fear into everybody else in the room, so they can't, they're all panicking and making the wrong decision. And then, obviously, at this point, once he's kind of cleared the room, at least some of it, the rest of the men are just in total fear and just want to leave.
That's it. And he goes for the whiskey, and then he sees one of the dead bodies move, and of course it's the Bouchon. He goes, "Who are you?" "I'm just a rider. I'm just a rider."
I've been shot. You ain't been shot.
"You do letters and stuff?" And he's like, shot you do letters and stuff like that. And he's like, "You killed little Bill." And he's like that. And then he kind of again, from what Little Bill told him, is like, "Oh, who did you shoot?" Like the experienced gunfighter would always shoot the most experienced, like hand. And he just goes, like, what? And he's like, "I've just been lucky in the order. I didn't know. Just like, but then I've been always lucky with killing, I guess." He's like that. He's like, there's no science to it. It's just luck. He's like that. So it's And he's like, "Well, yeah, I'm off." Yeah, after a little discussion, he's off that. And then of course, back to the drink, and then he just hears a little click of the revolver. And of course, Little Bill isn't dead. He managed to get pin it down with his right hand. And he's like, this is Gene Hackman is like, I don't deserve this. I was building a house. And he goes, "You, William Munny, I'll see you in hell." And just with, and I like it, just takes his time. I'm just gonna line it up until I blow you to smithereens like that. And Clint Eastwood, what a great face! He has got that kind of, there's no
steely.
There's no way, there's no way I'm gonna get out of this. Like that. It's so great. He blows his brain off, and then I'm coming out now. They've used like kind of bags. Take a shot. I'm gonna shoot you. Any of you miss like that, I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to kill your family, your kids, and then I'll come back to you and burn down your house. It's like that, and everything's like that. It's great. And then there's one guy.
Burn down the town. He's out come back and burn down the town.
And there's one guy, "Aren't you going to shoot?" And he's like, "No." No. It's like that, just in case of that. And then he says, "You better give Ned, this is where he says that if you burn down, if you don't give Ned a good burial, I'm going to come burn you all." And that's it. So he rides off on the power horse, because that's what the devil rided on. That's it. And that was actually a callback for Power Rider. That's what they go on. The devil came upon on a power white horse. That's it. So he goes off into the thing, and then we get back to the kind of start, the kind of exactly the same shot, but we get a few later what's his wife's mum turned out. And I like this because it's just like she went to his last resting place, everybody had gone, and she married a murderer. That was it. So a notorious a thief and a murderer. So even though that period of life and what anybody else knew about him, he's still a murderer. Not Power Rider. Power Rider. That's it. Did I say Power Rider? What did I say?
Yeah, you said Power Rider.
No, I think you said that. Yeah.
Power Rider. What a movie. What a movie. And that's it. But and that's the end of our first Western. And I'm guessing this is going to be one and only, probably Oscar-nominated Western. Now, Sandy, we didn't have last week. We all missed it. Do you have your little chart? Yay!
I do have some charts here. So this was 1992. It actually, I don't know, it feels more recent than 1992, but we talked about all of the performances, and we did talk about that it was filmed in Alberta, Canada. And I had mentioned specifically because I looked it up that, all of these actors are ones that are, were known for always doing their own stunts, right? But then you get of an age and stunt doubles were used for all of the physical work in this film. And to me, it was something that was obvious. So, I don't want it to detract too much from the film because it is a good film. But yeah, I just wanted to make a note there because in other films we have commented on how good either the stunt doubles or the actors themselves, like The Princess Bride, where the actors themselves just
Why did you
painstakingly
got to bring that up?
trained over and over again to be able to do all their own stunts. So let's look at the numbers. This was a huge box office hit in addition to being an Oscar worthy and Oscar winning film. It was made, again, no special effects, right? It was made for a budget of 14.4 million, and that has to be all in the salaries of these amazing actors, right? That would be about 34.7 million today. It made 101 million at the box office. That would be 243 million, more than 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times its budget. So a huge success. Oscar wins for Best Picture, Supporting Actor for Gene Hackman, Director for Clint Eastwood, and Editing, plus 5 other Oscar nominations. It won BAFTAs for Best Supporting Actor and also had 5 other nominations. So definitely critically acclaimed and a box office success for this film.
Now, normally, I will ask you guys to score. I'm going to go, Daryl, what's your score?
Yes, I think that is
I'm going to have to do it. I think
appropriate.
that has to be done.
Definitely appropriate.
I'm going to have to. Now, I'm now going to go to Jay because Jay never saw it. This is your first ever watch. And you're not really a Western guy. I know what you've seen. Like
Deadwood. Yep.
Deadwood.
So Westerns for me are one of those things that I've never been into the genre much, but not out of an aversion of it. Like I have nothing against it. Actually my father's a big Western fan. That's his favorite kind of movie. That in Kung Fu movies. So kind of gives you what his era was. But I've just never gotten to, honestly, even Kung Fu movies. I've never gotten to either one of those. Westerns and Kung Fu movies have been just a genre that I've always appreciated, but never got into. Ooh, 9.5 down. Nice. They've just been a genre I've always appreciated, but never gotten into, except for here and there on both sides of it. But since this is Western, let's focus on that. So yeah, this is kind of one of my first main, I'm trying to rack my brain really quick before I misspeak, but I think this is one of my main, at least film, kind of welcomings to the Western genre. I can't think of another one I've seen.
Did you see Tombstone?
No, I've still never seen Tombstone to this day. So that's another one. And I've actually thought a few times about watching it this past couple of years. But once I saw it was on the list, I'm like, no, that's one everybody loves. So let me save that for my first reaction for Film Club when it does pop up. But yeah, that's another one where I've known people, this one and that one, I know people have loved it, but I just never seen them because it's never been something I've been super into, or sought out, I guess would be something to say. But I got to say, I really enjoyed it. I really, really liked it. In terms of the fundamentals of the movie, I think it's all so well done. The acting, the writing, the directing, it feels very Clint Eastwood, both in acting and directing. Even just his character just feels like a very Clint Eastwood character. Everybody's fantastic in it, in terms of all the big names. Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris, Gene Hackman, the guy who plays Schofield Kid, who unfortunately I'm forgetting his name, but everyone is so well done. Even the ladies, Strawberry Alice, Delilah, I think their roles are all played very well. I really got no complaints there. Even, the small roles, Skinny, all those guys, everybody's it's just a really, really high bar in terms of solid acting from, not even just solid, really good acting from everybody on the cast. So kudos there. Set, I think, the way they made Canada look like Wyoming, at least how I envision Wyoming. I guess I've never been there. Thought really well done. I think Sandy's point earlier about the kind of strip of street that is Big Whiskey was really well done in terms of one, how it all looked very authentic in terms of the building, but all buildings, but also that style of, yeah, like one little main road with a few buildings set up because this is the start of a town. It's not fully fleshed out yet. Really good job with all that. Costumes, I think we've talked about that as well. Costumes, the attention to detail on them, the lived in, worn in kind of world that this story exists in. All really well done. I've got no complaints on any of that. Cinematography, nice, the whole deal. The only kind of spot that I would say I have a complaint on is just the pacing at the beginning feels a little bit slow. I think up until English Bob gets beat up, it just felt like it was going a little bit slower. I needed to kind of get something to help me sink my teeth into it more, so to speak. But as soon as that scene kind of plays out and the movie continues on, I felt fully into it, fully engaged in the story and all that. So it really wasn't even a big issue, just kind of a slight one for me that I thought it's paced a little bit slow at the beginning. Otherwise, really good story, interesting characters, way more in depth on the characters than I expected out of a Western, I guess. And maybe that's a disservice or kind of not giving the genre enough credit for having good character. I kind of always just pictured Westerns to be very, kind of outlaws, good guys, bad guys, just straightforward kind of, telling that trope filled kind of story about, bad guys, good guys, the saloons, the showdowns and all that kind of thing. And maybe I'm wrong on that because I haven't watched enough Westerns, but I thought this had a surprising amount of character development, just character detail. I think we got a real kind of psychological look at what Clint Eastwood's character, William, was going through in terms of his past, his present, and kind of looking ahead, I guess, at what's next for him as well. Yeah, I was really impressed. Really impressed. In terms of rating, I've been struggling with this one, honestly. I really want to give it a 7.5 or an 8. I just can't decide where I want to land on that. The pacing is the one thing that really kind of pulls me between the two. But talking about it with you guys kind of made me appreciate it even more. So I think I'm okay to get over that pacing issue. I think I want to give it an 8. I think I'm going to give it a solid 8. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's well made, well done. I would recommend it, obviously. I'll watch it again. And it's even kind of sparked a little Western kick in me right now, which that's kind of what you want a movie to do when it's a genre you're not super familiar with. I already re-downloaded Red Dead Redemption 2. I want to watch some more Westerns and all that. Like, I'm just kind of in a cowboy and outlaw mood at this point because of how good that movie was. So credit to it on that. Really enjoyed it. Great pick. And happy we finally got Daryl as Western.
Yeah, we go. Great, said Sandy.
Quite good, Jay. Quite good. I think when we had Casino and The Godfather relatively close together, one of us had found some criticism or a write-up that said that the mob film was the new Western. And there were several reasons for that. Number one, it was, Westerns are an immigration story. Even though it's internal, it's a migration story. There are parallels between that and the Italian story coming to America. They have their own code of justice. That's a big theme in both the mob stories and in westerns, and they have a particular um, uh, issue with revenge and the definition of what justice is, and when do you stop? When does is vengeance over? When have you done enough? Um, and so I bring that up because I feel like that's why maybe this is the last good Western, because maybe we have turned away from this part of our history, which for some, sadly, might seem a boring part of American history versus, mob stories that are rooted quite a bit in true stories. Even Casino, I was shocked at how true that story was. Um, and so our attention has gone there. But this film and then Tombstone before it, I think are so good. I love the way this film did weave in a little bit of American history so you could get that time frame correct. You've got the Garfield assassination. Um, I like the the setting. I like the lighting. I did have some issues with the editing in some parts that I had shared, But what I really like most about this film is the way it examines murder and the guilt and the conscience and who can murder and what it takes from your your personal being to be able to do that. And the way that each of the three uh the Schofield Kid, Ned, and William Munny, the way they each react to being faced with that murder. Ned had done it a million times before, but he was done. He's not that person anymore. Schofield had never done it, but he had romanticized it, and he realized he couldn't do it. The only way that William could do it was to drink. And by drinking, he became the person that he had let go. That's the only way he could do it, was to revert back and be the old William. And that's why he had to drink. Because when he met Claudia, he gave up drinking. He was no longer that person. And so in a way, he preserved his current self, his current soul and conscience, by reverting to drink. And in a way, maybe that allowed him to do it. Was it the right thing to do? Maybe. Many would say it is the right thing to do. What these two guys, one in particular, did to a young woman, certainly wasn't punished correctly by little Bill. But I really like the way that story was told. I love stories of conscience. I love stories of that build characters in a relatively short period of time. We learned a lot about all of these characters. Yes, the device of having a biographer sitting next to you was used, and to tell those stories back and forth between, now I'm going to say it, the duck, the duck of death, and Little Bill, and all of the characters in a relatively short period of time. You're not learning the details of what they did. You're learning about their character. So for all of those reasons, I give this film J. I too was between a 7.5 and an 8.0. The only reason I didn't go higher, even for all of its accolades, and I think it's really solid, is like, was it, and this sounds terrible, was the story complex enough? And a story that just delves into characters like this, to me, probably isn't an 8.5 or a 9. The story has to be a little grander. But I came in at a 7.75, right in between 7.5 and 8, and a high recommend to watch this film for a lot of reasons. Not just for, the story, the plot, the character, but really for the way that it was filmed, for the beautiful settings. And James, you mentioned it. Maybe you'll mention it a little more in your review. The music, which did not get an Oscar nom, but did get a BAFTA nomination for sound. So it was very simple, very well done, and it was not that cliche cowboy-ish music. I really thought that was well done too. So 7.75 from me. James, over to you.
As it was my pick. So yeah, I think so. Now it's weird. Like, this is obsessed as a Western. I always say I don't class this as one of those all-time Westerns, because I would say it's more fitting on the side, even though it's in the set Western time. It's more of a drama. It's more of more of a drama setting. It hasn't got those grand shootouts that you expect, the cowboys running in, the heists that you get in a Western. But it's so subtly done, even though, like Sandy, you just picked up on that, the plot is quite simple. The plot is very simple. I just think, like what you both said, it looks great. It's well acted. I think that nails it on the head. It's great. But I think what you've got with this one is, I think it does very cleverly, is when this time period, even when the film got released, Westerns had been kind of, who does a Western anymore? Who does a Western? And then a Western wins the Best Picture, is because Westerns were set just after the Civil War, during the Civil War, or before it. this is blatantly after. These are aging Westerners, and I like that kind of that take on, oh, what happens if you survive the old West? What would you do? And it's showing like in Will's like kind of conflict with his past, and then kind of, you know, this journey in a short plot to, you know, to the end point of him regaining kind of like the what Sandy says, the bottle is the instrument of I've got to be nasty again, kind of. That is this has got great scenes. The plot is very simple. The acting, is amazing. I adore this movie. I really do. I've seen it so many times. Is it my favorite Western? Like that kind, if you want to put it into that thing. It's not. There's only 2 other movies I have to put up there that are better Westerns than this. Now, this is where Dad was going to go, what could they be? What could they be? I would watch this over and over again. I really love it. I think even though you can pick the plot holes out of like, oh, this didn't make sense because we're doing film club. Did it distract me from the movie? It doesn't. I think like a lot of Westerns, and Jay says, they had that slow build up. Most Westerns, they kind of do. They have a very drawn out in like the black and white. They have that kind of that, I suppose that, oh, we're gonna slow it down a little bit until we have the next bit, and then of course then it kind of ramps up. I think that movie does it well. It is very you can see the spaghetti Western influence on that, especially probably less than Clint Eastwood's movies that he was in, but probably more of like Once Upon a Time in the West. That without the kind of the iconic music onto that, but like this has got iconic music because it's so there, and it's so subtle, and it's so like so sad. It's like there's no uplifting music, it's all sad. It's like that, and every moment when you get into the next bit, because of Gene Hackman's great acting in this, you're brought back to earth of like, oh, the so-called heroes that are kind of the anti-heroes, I suppose you want to call it, aren't going to get their own way until, of course, Clint Will gets revenge for Ned. What I think that is an unbelievable scene. It's just like him and Gene Hackman, just they don't have a scene together, and when they do, you're like, wow, Gene owns it, but how Clint reacts to it is great, and then of course the outcome. I think that scene is great. For me, I would love to give it what Daryl gave it, a 9.5, but I find better movies, so I have to knock it down. I really like this, so I'm going to give it, I think this is my joint 3rd top score, so I'm going to give it a 9.
Nice.
I literally, I adore it. I think this is a better watch the next time, because I think you get more in depth with the character development. I think you get that. I like Western's my jam though, so I think when you take that on things, and like Jade, I think she gave it an 8.5, so she would like, and she doesn't like Westerns, but she she said it's what you would rather want to watch, and I said, well, yeah, I'm gonna pick a Western. I'm going to put that up mine. She went like, but would you watch Lord of the Rings more than this movie? And I went, oh, damn it, you spanner in the world. I went, different. You can't, you're different. And I said really that, and I went, okay, but I would do that. But then I said, well, I've got 2 other movies that I would put above this. So that is it. It has its flaw. It's thoroughly enjoyable. It's a turn point of where, like 92, look at this, like there's no effects. It is just a story driven with great lighting, great direction, great actors that are showing you a very outlined plot. Is very simple, of like revenge, but coming together. Like, I can tell you this great story by dialogue that makes sense, and you've got like inserts like, but it's not like what did we do today. It's like, oh, we're going to show and tell. It's like, no, you're diverting this in this movie, and it makes sense because what this movie does, it plays to what they don't do these days. Is, what, your audience isn't dumb. They're going to get it. They're going to make sense of it. Like with like him not having to speak when he picks up the bottle at the end. You know what's going to come. You understand what is going through his mind. Why? Because you've just done that massive character development but without having a 3-hour movie. So it's very clever in that. I so thoroughly recommend this. Finally, Daryl, we've got a Western. I love this movie. So yeah, I would put 9. I could go higher. It would be like, it would be on my certain days. It's one of those ones where you flutter between the two. And I was like, no, I know where my other 2 scores are with the other 2 movies. And I know where other scores would be. And I could have been really annoying. I could have done a 9.1 like Jay did. But I was like, no, I'm going to do 9. No, that's the thing.
We have to, yeah.
Because I've scored this the same as Godfather. And I was like, oh, okay. What would I rather watch, Godfather or this? I would rather watch this. And that was my thing. I was like, I would rather watch this. And I was like, yeah, no. But I was like, oh, what do I more enjoy? The gangster movie or the Western movie? Mm-hmm. Just because of who I am, I like a Western. I like the Western more than a gangster movie. Of course, I 100% appreciate, because I gave that a 9 as well. But if I was like DVD today, I'm going to go, oh, you know what? I fancy that. And I would put Unforgiven on. So, yeah.
And that's the beauty of Film Club.
Yeah.
It's about you. It's about you.
That's it. And well, except for when Jay did The Princess Bride, and that was all about he got that completely wrong.
Can only speak the truth. That's all I can do.
The beauty of Film Club.
Well, the only reason you gave Unforgiven a good score is because you knew Daryl was in the same.
Yeah, I couldn't let down both Jade and Daryl.
He can find you. I can't go to Europe. I can't go to go out of the country.
I couldn't possibly let them both down, so I had to. Sorry, Jade. I went with Daryl, I guess.
That's it. But no, good scores. Good scores. I think this is one. I think that I knew there are better westerns, I say, but this is a good western. Especially if you don't, you're not into the western genre. Well, I am. I can watch a really poor western, and I still enjoy it. And I do like Deadwood. I really enjoy it.
I like Deadwood a lot.
Even though I think they've got too much current swearing in it. Like I said, there's a couple of phrases. But what's his name? Ian. Ian
McShane, right?
McShane.
Mm-hmm. He's phenomenal.
Lovejoy, as we call him in the UK. That's what
I always call him Swear Engine because of Deadwood.
Deadwood, yeah. But that's the thing. When he went out of, don't know why he completely disappeared. But he was in the UK.
He had a small part in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he did have a small part in Game of Thrones. Then he was in the John Wick movies.
Yeah. And also in, I forgot his name. British actor as well. He played Frankenstein. Oh, what's the one about the cars? Oh, my God. In a prison.
Oh, yes, Jason Statham.
Jason Statham
was it Death Race? Is that what it was? Yeah.
You know what? I like that movie. I'm going to say
I've only seen bits and pieces of it. I've never seen the whole thing.
It's so cheesy. It's bad. I know this is crap, and I mean,
a lot of Jason Statham movies are just kind of that kind of action style.
Well, that might be one of your guilty pleasures. Maybe. There we go.
We had one.
Well, I'm happy we finally got a Western for our good friend Daryl, because it was well overdue.
No. Yeah. But next, we have a Christmas movie.
A comedy and a Christmas movie.
Yeah. A Christmas. And our second Eddie Murphy, our first
Second Dan Aykroyd.
Second Dan Aykroyd. We had Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it. And our first, second also, Halloween.
Jamie Lee
Curtis. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to have to edit. Sorry, Jay. I'm going to have to edit a little bit of it out. You've never seen this movie. It was the first time she revealed herself. I'm going to have to edit that bit out. No kidding. 100% I'm going to have to edit it. But
make sure the clicking doesn't go to that part. Yeah.
No, I'm definitely going to have to edit that out. We're going to have to do, so we've got Godfather, you could class as a Christmas. This Christmas movie. What else? We had a couple, didn't we? We're like, that has to be classed as a Christmas movie.
We did, but I'm forgetting them now.
We haven't had Die Hard yet.
No. But it was. It's Christmas time. It has to be in there.
Yeah, we did have some things.
There was. I think this is like our fourth or fifth.
I think so. I think I shall have to go back through the list. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to 100%. But our next one was thankful for the will. Death Race 2000 is terrible. It's got Sylvester Stallone in it as well. Don't watch it. It's really bad. It's one of those terrible, terrible B movies. But yes, our next little bit of comedy. I think it's mine or yours, Sandy. We have to look who put it on.
I would have put it on. If you didn't, I would have probably put it on for like comic relief.
There we go. But so we got next a classic comedy, Trading Places. So let's get with it with the trailer.
Sorry about that, man. This is help. Hey, I don't want your bag, man.
He's getting away.
I'll bet that man could run our company as well as Winthorpe.
This is outrageous. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not a thief.
We want to help you, Mr. Valentine, with a home of your own.
And that was a fake, right?
We paid $35,000 for it, and employment with our company.
What's going to happen to me?
I'm going to regret this, but get in.
Champagne for everybody.
You are making a career decision here.
This man is physically threatening me. He's being driven around in my car. He could be living in my house.
Hey! Have you people ever heard of toasters?
Oh my god! I'm just gonna rewind it. Oh my god! Because I'm watching Breaking Bad. Who's this?
Hey! Have you people ever heard of toasters?
Watch.
Oh, no kidding. Is that him?
Yeah, it's the most ancient. Yeah,
right?
Stain. Yeah. Also, Mandalorian. 100%. That's him.
That was also Denhelm Elliott just a frame ago. That was our good friend Brody.
Yeah.
You're a dead man, Valentine!
It was produced.
There we go.
I will have to go back to Philly to also visit some of the iconic Philadelphia sites from this film. This is our second Philly film. There's Rocky and this one.
Ah, there we go. Sod the Flyers.
Yeah, not a fan of any of the sports teams at all.
Yeah, same.
Oh, Jay's like, yes, they look at him. They got
not one of my favorite sports towns.
They got a basketball team?
Yeah, the 76ers.
76ers.
Oh, yes.
And I can't stand them.
And they've got actually, I do appreciate that it's a whole zone of the city that is the football, baseball, basketball, and hockey arenas are all in a really nice area with restaurants and shops and stuff. They wanted to do that in Baltimore, and oh god, the administration at that time kept voting it down. There was, a banker, Ed Hale, who wanted to finance all of it. It would have been amazing for the city. Nope, didn't want to do it. So we still have, Baltimore has the worst arena in the world. It is where our old Bullets used to play. We used to have a basketball team. They're now the Washington Wizards. They were the Baltimore Bullets. We did have a hockey team.
Yeah. I can understand why they changed the name at least.
Yeah.
Murder capital of the world.
Well, they were the Washington Bullets for a while, yeah. And then they became the Wizards. Yeah, it wasn't just because of Baltimore. No. Anyway, it was because, okay, let me tell you why. Because in Baltimore, we have a huge shot tower where back in the day, beginning in 1828, they would drop lead from the top of this huge tower, and by the time it landed in the water, it was a perfect musket ball. So the Baltimore Bullets, that's where bullets were manufactured, primarily for the Civil War and beyond, but they would drop lead. The tower still stands. It's a lovely landmark in Baltimore, and yeah. So anyway, that's why bullets. How did we got on sports? We haven't talked about weather yet today.
There we go. So we got a good. We had 2 history lessons today, so that's it. We're Film Club. You always know you're gonna history. That's it. But we got to predict that
we need a wild card.
No. We need martial arts. We need. That's the only genre.
Okay, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Then.
That's it. I don't know what else is on there martial arts wise. That's it.
Did we?
Jade, would you put any? Were you putting it on?
Martial arts? No, that's one of my weakest genres, honestly.
Is Enter the Dragon on there?
It must be.
We need a Bruce Lee. I mean, you can't not have.
No.
If we're going to say that we are film reviewers of any way, shape, or form, and we're talking about martial arts, there has to be a Bruce Lee film. Or I liked when we did our little review of biographies.
Dragon.
I like Dragon. That's an exceptional.
I like Dragon. You seen Dragon, Jade? You Bruce Lee fan?
No, not really. I mean, again, all the kung fu martial arts
really
just went right by me.
Yeah, Dragon is great. Dragon.
It wasn't so
Chung Fu Hustle is not good.
The few martial art movies I've seen, at least would have been in the 90s era. So like Rush Hour with the Jackie Chan influence. Some of the Jet Li movies that came around that time. So like him and DMX had a movie, old rapper. It's like there was a few, like by the 90s, the martial arts thing wasn't such a big thing anymore. So there was only a couple, and it was like those big names, Jet Li and Jackie Chan, that really stood out for me as a kid.
But Dragon, his biography, really good. It goes into like the discrimination he faced as an actor.
Oh, it's a biography. Sorry, I thought this was a movie he did. I didn't realize it was a
Dragon
documentary.
is a biography.
Enter the Dragon and what's the other dragon? Fist of the Dragon. That he died.
Enter the Dragon is on our list, but Dragon is his biography.
And, gotcha. Okay.
And in a film, and really well done, and just goes into his whole life and kind of sort of a superstition that plagued him for his life, and unfortunately did come true in his tragic death and his son's tragic death. It sort of was the superstition that was haunting him. So anyway, just a great.
We could get the Crow then. We could get the Crow. Crow's on the list. We can talk about
Is the Crow on the list too?
Yeah, the Crow's on the list. Yeah.
You know what else we haven't had? We haven't had.
Thank you, Daryl.
One of those old Hollywood kind of suspense, like Whatever Happened to Baby Jane or Sunset Boulevard, some kind of old Hollywood thing too. So that would be nice. But
I think the last one was probably The Rear Window, wasn't it? Kind of.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's a proper Hitchcock too. Yeah, yeah.
Right,
but not black and white. That one's in color.
Jay, so what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I want to see. Let's see Sandy's Guilty Pleasure. Let's see that one pop up. Oh, curious what that would be.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Okay. There we go. Sandy's Guilty Pleasure. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sandy's pick.
Exceptional. I think you guys hadn't seen it, or James, have you seen it? I
have not.
I've seen it once, yes, but that is it.
Exceptional. It is a.
Is this the one I'm thinking of? Let me check.
I will call it a camp.
2020, 27.
What do we call it?
17,
it's not a mockumentary. It's a comedy of the most serious and dramatic nature.
Oh, we got two comedies in a row then, haven't we?
So this is actually the one I was thinking of, and this has been on my list to watch for ages.
It's Steve Buscemi, Jason Isaacs. Oh my God, is it Dan Aykroyd again?
Dan Aykroyd?
I
Michael
think he's
Palin,
in it.
Steve Buscemi, Jason Isaac, Rupert Friend,
Jeffrey Tambor.
Oh, it's Jeffrey Tambor. I was thinking it was, but it was probably Jeffrey Tambor I was thinking of. But isn't it? Is Stanley Tucci in it too? Let's see, Jeffrey Tambor, Patty Considine, is excellent. Michael Palin.
Mm-hmm. This is from Madness trailers, so I don't know why it's not an official one. But are we ready? Are we ready? I think I've watched this once. I think that was it.
I really liked it. So well done.
That's why it's on the list. Anyway, the death of Stalin.
Should we investigate? Should you shut the fuck up before you get us both killed?
Stalin's dead. He's dead.
Stalin is dead!
Oh my God.
Our general secretary is lying in a puddle of indignity.
Yeah, he's feeling unwell, clearly.
I want to make a speech at my father's funeral.
No problem.
Technically, yes, but practically.
When I said no problem, what I meant was no problem. Ignore me.
Stalin would have wanted the committee as one.
All those in favor? Carried unanimously.
We need change.
Well, let's see who can mobilize first. Oh, seems to be me.
Sneaky little shit.
The race has started. We need to start putting together a plan.
How can you run and plot at the same time?
I have no idea what is going on.
I'm the peacemaker, and I'll fuck up anyone who gets in my way. Come on! Play better, you clattering fannies! Get it! Give it! Hit it!
Shoot her before him, but make sure he sees it. Kill him, dump him in the pulpit. And I leave the rest up to you.
We have to act. I really need your help.
I'm going to have to report this conversation. Threatening to do harm or obstruct any member of the Presidium in the process of looking at your fucking face. I took Germany. I think I can take a flesh lump in a waistcoat.
No matter what happens, I will never let any harm come to you.
I may as well just shoot myself like mother.
Jesus Christ. Did Coco Chanel take a shit on your head?
No, he did not.
Stalin will be loving this. I'll take it from here. Good luck, ladies.
You know, all of you can kiss my Russian ass.
Don't worry, nobody's gonna get killed. I promise you.
It's so good. I'm not.
Oh, that looks good.
Go into it, but just
so
again,
British, like the actors.
No, they didn't even try for Russian accents. They just
No, not at all.
When you've got Zukov talking in a definitely British accent, but it's so well written. It's so witty. It's I took Germany. I think I can take down a lump of flesh in a suit. You know, it's just it's so good. I remember like seeing the film and of course trying to look at it from a historical perspective. But what it's really doing is it's doing a send up on when you have dear leader and everyone has to give him a total praise, and then when he's gone, they all realize none of them liked him. None of it. They were all just following orders. But now what? Now what do you do when you don't have dear leader? What do you do? What a mess. And in reality, there's a lot of reality in this goofy comedy. A lot of the things that happened were really stupid historically. And so anyway, I won't go into any more, but I'm glad this came up. This is great.
Yeah, that
our comedies are coming out now, aren't they? It's like,
a little bit.
Dry spell, now we got our comedy, so yeah.
So that trailer to me, and I don't know if I'm just saying this because of Jeffrey Tambor, but it felt a lot like it has the type of witty humor of like Arrested Development. I don't know if either of you guys have watched that show.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey Tambor is obviously in it, but it felt a lot like that kind of humor. And that's one of my favorite, at least the first 3 seasons, I always say is one of the most underrated comedy television series ever. I think that show is so funny. And it felt a lot like that. So I'm actually really excited to watch this.
I think it's one of those films that I remember laughing out loud. And there are so very few that we laugh out loud.
Yeah,
Not in a theater, saw it at home by myself, laughed out loud. So
I do enjoy that kind of witty comedy. It's one of my favorites, honestly. So I'm really looking forward to that.
There we go. 2 in a row. 2 comedies in a row. One from the 80s, one from
Is that
2017.
So, yeah, not too old. Is that our first Sandy pick in a while? Have we had a Sandy pick recently? I feel like that's our first one in a while.
Unforgiven, definitely mine. I think Trading Places would have been mine.
We did do Project Hail Mary, but that wasn't really one of the wheel picks.
Requirement. Yeah, that was a requirement. So.
Oh, talking about cinema, did anybody go and see Grogu versus Mandalorian or Mandalorian versus
Darn,
No.
I just didn't have time. So
I still need to watch Boba Fett season 3 of Mando, Kenobi, which I'm not going to watch any of them.
This is where it's bad because, that
right.
me. And I was just like, you know what? I'd rather go to a theme park and spend time with my kid and then come back really late and then just spend, And then I was like, I'm just not bothered. I'm really not bothered.
It's
just
apathy
like,
for me.
Really,
I just don't care
and
about
I'm
any
just
of it
like,
anymore.
it's like, and then of course what the reviews are, even by the shields of like, oh, that's not good. And it was so funny. There was one person and I was like, oh, You deserve every they were getting some backlash. They were like trying to take the piss out of everybody who was saying it's a filler. It's not very good. It's boring. Whatever. What do you want to say? I didn't read the whole review. And they come back and go, "What do you expect from Star Wars? It's not going to be Oscar worthy."
Oh, that's so silly. I hate those arguments.
And I was like, yeah. But Star
doesn't mean
Wars
it has to be crap.
Yeah, but Star Wars got Oscar nominated for Best Picture.
Well, yeah, that too. Fair enough.
You're like, oh my god, you're like, oh no, what did you just say? And everybody just went da-da, and that's your problem.
It's just so silly because
you're happy with a 5 out of 10, and it shouldn't be there. It should be like,
and just in general, I mean, how many blockbuster movies that aren't Oscar movies have we gotten that are great movies that people love and love dearly? Like now we're just going to lower the bar for blockbuster movies because it's not an Oscar nomination? Get out of here. That's just a silly argument. It's not like it has to be, The Godfather, but can't we just put it back on the blockbuster scale and have it be an 8 or a 9 instead of a 4 or a 5? Like, what are we talking about here?
But the Odyssey is getting hammered. Well, yes, it is. And I'm on just starting book 6 of the Iliad.
Oh my gosh. Good for you.
I'm still going. And we just got into the battle bits. So I'm like, wow. And like that. And I'm like, oh yeah. So when we get to Troy and then we get to that, I'm like, hopefully I'll be quite educationally versed. I'm like, and I looked at it, I was like, how many hours have I got left? I was like, I'm doing like 2 hours a day. And I'm still like, I'm into it. And I'm like, wow, I've got like 18 hours to go of that book. And I'm like listening to it. I'm like, whoa. There's a lot, and I'm just like, there's a point where you're like, you need to. I haven't, of course, listened to it in a while, and I'm like, or read it, and I'm like, you have to really regurgitate your love for that because there's so many. That's happening, and then that's happening. That's it. But that's what's that? That June is it or July?
June, I thought.
June,
maybe could be wrong.
Yeah, they're hiding it in the World Cup. If it's June the 19th, they're hiding that on the World Cup finals day.
I've been trying to be positive about it, but the closer we get to it, the more I realize I'm just not excited about it. No. From the beginning, again, it's Chris Nolan. I'm a big Chris Nolan fan, so I always try to be, positive about what he's not so much like forced positive, but I always am positive about what he's working on and excited about it. But ever since hearing Matt Damon as the casting, it's just like everything I hear is just like more and more meh, and I can't get myself excited. I'm more excited to watch Troy the week before because I haven't watched Troy in ages than I am honestly to go see the Odyssey at this point.
I always said this when he got announced. I was always going to be a trilogy. It has to be. It's too big, and then just to condense it.
Maybe it is, and we just don't know yet. I don't know.
I don't know. They haven't announced it. They're not going to do. Like
I would think.
I remember. I do remember some of my mates who didn't really know Lord of the Rings, and they were like, "Oh, you got to go. You got to go and see it. It's going to be epic." And everybody was talking about it. And then, of course, when it stops, they were like, "What is going on?" And I was like, "No, there's other movies. There's like
it's one big massive movie in 3
parts." They were like, "It just ends." And I was like, "Yeah, it's a continuation." They were like. But it just ends, and I just didn't get it. They were like, "Yeah, but normal movies don't end like that." And I went, "Yeah, because it's off the great book. Read the book. Yeah, the book." And I was like, "Yeah." They hated it. They were like, they loved the movie. They just hated why was that? And I was like, all I wanted, I was like, I don't want to get out of the movie. I just don't want to get out of the cinema. I want to watch it all now, please. That's it. So, but it's all good. But guys, except for watching Montreal beat the Carolina Hurricanes. Tonight, hopefully, because you
guys are up what 1-0.
Oh
right?
my god, it's flipped. It's literally flipped. So Vegas beats Avalanche, and they now are 2 up, and then we did 6-2, and we were 4-1 up in the first period against Carolina.
Nice.
So hopefully, and the worst thing is, I was like, oh, I'm gonna try it, and I was like, oh, I can't. It was like 1:30 our time. I was like, I just can't do it. But this one's midnight, so probably half past. I might be able to watch the first period, maybe, hopefully, and let's hopefully do really well. But that whole Stanley Cup's just flipped itself on the head. I was like, oh, the team's like, it's great. That's what I like about the ice hockey as well, because yeah, you could cane a team 7-0, and then the next time they cane you. It's literally it's on the day. So it's been a great enjoying it. So
you guys are on a good run, so fair enough.
Oh my god! Well, I think we're like lucky enough. I think it's one of those ones when you get to the Stanley Cup, it's who's on form at the end of the season.
And honestly, sometimes you can tell it right. And sometimes you can tell just from the first round. There's always that one team that just looks super hot, and it's like, oh man, this team is riding something right now that might take them all the way to the finals. And a lot of the time, it can.
Well, Dobbs,
Bruins have done it before. I've been in that spot. We've been in that spot.
The goalie, like Dobbs, has actually been like they weren't even playing him full time all season, and it was just like they were, okay, he's the rookie, give him a go. What? Like that? And he's just feel like it's just like okay.
That's the beauty of hockey.
Yeah,
whether it's a goalie or a team, somebody or the whole team can get hot at the right time, and you can just have a crazy run of an upset. It is a fun sport. The parity in that league is always fun.
Except for teams from New England and Maryland.
Just this year.
Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C.
Actually, for the Bruins, it might be a couple of years.
What are Sox? Are they coming back? Are they coming back?
I actually do think they won a few games recently lately, but I don't have it. This is one of the things the Sox always do, and I'm not even sure if they're doing it right now because I checked out for the past 2 weeks. I've been too busy. Is they'll be awful to start a year. They'll give you a little bit of hope towards the trade deadline and the All-Star game and make you think, oh, maybe they'll do something. Maybe they're not that bad. Maybe they'll make a wild card. And then ownership in the front office just don't do anything at the trade deadline. They don't invest in the team, and then they just suck and fizzle out for the rest of the year. So we're probably on pace for another thing like that because I do think they were just winning some games recently, if I'm correct. I was listening to the radio. But I checked out. I get so aggravated with the ownership of that team that they're the one team in Boston where because I don't mind sitting through bad seasons for my teams. I'm not a fair weather fan, as they call it. I'll sit through the rebuilds. God, if I could tell you how much time I wasted watching awful Celtics games till they got good again, it would blow your mind. But with the Red Sox, I just have like a moral stance of I'm not doing it because I can't stand the ownership and I'm not giving them views. I'm not giving them anything until they properly invest in that team because they're just so cheap and it's so frustrating. Because Fenway right now is still one of the most expensive ballparks to go to a game to. Whether it's food, ticket price, whatever, you name it, concessions, the whole deal. One of the most expensive. And they've just been a nothing team since we won a World Series in 2018. So I refuse to help out this cheap and stingy ownership group. Can't stand them.
Ooh, clip that. Yeah. You need to post that to your
Liverpool fans will understand. They'll understand.
It's the same owners. They try to up their all their pricing tickets in Liverpool. And
that's John Henry's. That's his MO.
And then the Liverpool fans went, "We're not buying. We're not going to buy it until you reverse it." And they had to reverse it because they were like, "Oh, nobody's buying tickets like that." So they went,
and that's the problem with the Red Sox is. Fenway is, the Cathedral of Boston. It's like a museum. It's a baseball museum at this point because of how legendary it is. And they know no matter what, they'll sell tickets. It does not matter. They will sell tickets. Even if the Red Sox suck, it's still an event for New England families to go do. People from out of town, if they're traveling. Exactly. It's a landmark at this point. It's historic. You got to go see Fenway. If it's a road game, half the time, if you got a good enough road team, whether it's the Yankees or whoever, the stadium feels like it's more than half filled with the road team's fans because Red Sox fans like myself have just tapped out, and I'm not recommitting to you guys until you commit to the team. Plain and simple.
Fair enough.
But so Red Sox, don't get me started on them.
But did you get over the States like about the controversial with the championship playoffs that happened today? That whole city won in the playoffs. Oh my God! So literally, the playoff. The championship playoffs is to get into the Premiership. So what we got here, we got Coventry already won the league, and then Ipswich finished second. Then the next four teams they do a playoff. So it was Hull City versus the number third team, like the top team in that Millwall. Hull City won, so they were like the bottom of the sixth team, and they beat the third team. And then in the middle, it was Southampton versus Middlesbrough, and then Southampton got caught cheating. What were they doing? They were filming the Middlesbrough teams.
Oh my gosh!
So they played, of course, the semi-final, I suppose, the knockout thing, and they beat Middlesbrough, and then they then got sanctioned by the league. But like, you've omitted it, you've done it, and they just didn't do it once; they did it multiple times. So they kicked him out. They kicked him out of the playoffs.
No kidding.
They literally were like, "No, you're excluded." And then they upped Middlesbrough into the playoff final. That happened today. And then the lowest ranked team, Hull, won in like the 94th minute at 1-0. It was like that. So that came out. So, and the year before, they were on goal difference, I think, with Luton to get relegated, and they had more goals than Luton not to get relegated to League One. So that's it. So that, yeah, it's things. But next, tomorrow, we've got the big Premier League match. Whoever gets relegated out of West Ham or Tottenham Hotspur. So that's going to be interesting because they've got
Tottenham's up for relegation.
Yeah, it's
it's gotten that bad for them.
Yeah,
a buddy of mine used to be a Tottenham fan, like in 2016. When Harry was still there. Oh my God, Son had like just started to emerge over there. This was like 2016, 17. He went to a game actually over in Wembley. No kidding, they're that bad now. I've fallen off of paying attention.
They didn't replace Harry Kane. He just scored a hat trick in the German Cup final today to win the Cup final against Stuttgart.
Good for him. He needed something in his trophy case.
But yeah, he's won the back-to-back Premier titles over the titles over there for Bayern Munich.
That is. I got to text my buddy to see if he's even still paying attention. He might have tapped out at this point too.
Might be, yeah, it's literally.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's literally. So Everton are playing Tottenham, and West Ham are playing Leeds. Both at home, I think it is. So if Everton beat Tottenham and West Ham beat Leeds, that's it, done. Tottenham Hotspur will be relegated, and I want to do it because all my childhood friends, and I was the only person in where my whole school that supported Queen's Park Rangers, and they always used to take the piss because there was limited like Tottenham, and there was mostly Tottenham supporters and Arsenal supporters, and all my mates were Tottenham supporters. But my mum worked for Tottenham Hotspur, my family all worked for Tottenham Hotspur, but we were Queen's Park Rangers supporters. They were like that. So I got this little. Oh, that'll be funny because for years you've just been getting in that. So I kind of want West Ham to think, but they've both been given like tax-free kind of like stadiums. Like West Ham got a free stadium because of the Olympics, and then like Tottenham got like a tax-free rebuff from the government for their.
Kind of crazy that stadium's no longer going to be the home of a Premier League.
Well, wow, it'd be ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but look at
I'm shocked at that. I did not know that they've been doing that poorly.
Yeah, but look at Leicester City. They're going to be playing Bromley next season.
Yeah. Well, at least they've had a history of being kind of up. Well, I actually don't know Tottenham's history, but I mean, at least they actually Leicester did win one.
Probably last time they got relegated, it's got to be the 70s. They probably went.
That's what I was saying. Like at least Tottenham feels like they've been up there longer, more consistently. I know Leicester kind of has been a little bit more back and forth.
Ham, they used to be
Leicester won in 2014. No, didn't they win Yes, at least I'd rather be Leicester than Tottenham in that case.
Yeah, and that's it.
Wow,
yeah, so
that's crazy.
Interesting. It's going to be like, let's fight. It's going to be good because it's going to be like yo-yo watching it as well. It's going to be like quite interesting because all the other, of course, with Arsenal win the league, and Man City is finishing second, and Pep now being. He's gone.
Is he done there?
Oh. Yeah, he's gone now. Yeah,
I feel like every year I've always heard he wants to go here,
he's
there,
gone.
or just be done.
They're renaming one of the stands against them. That's it. But they've got the charges, and everybody's like, "This is interesting," because they for being fraudulent. Looks like they've got 150 charges against them, so they might get.
That's not good.
Everybody's like, and theoretically, everybody's like, if it's even a third of that, they should get booted out of the league like that. It's just all fraudulent spending. So like how they've not been done. So yeah, and everybody's like, but if it happened, like they've done it. I think they did it in Italy against Juventus. They took all their trophies away from them. They went,
wow, really?
That was it. They relegated, they knocked Juventus right down. They were like the best team in the 90s. They were like, no.
Well, even when Ronaldo was just there, they were still winning.
Yeah. But yeah, backhanders, regulation kind of doings, and then we're gonna do this. So yeah.
Oh man, I've been out of the loop. That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow's going to be interesting, so get to watch that. Good day of sports, and it's going to be hot as hell here. So we've got the paddling pool out. Jade, my girlfriend, bought our son a massive pool. I refused to have it in the house, so it's going to her parents because I was like, I don't want to ruin the grass that much.
Yeah,
so she bought this
the sun hits that too long, it'll be a big burn mark.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, we just got that grass. Lovely. Like,
yeah.
so
Off to the grandparents' house. That's easier.
Sandy, we managed to get old people's weather, a little bit of weather at a time.
It was nice weather sports, and I have my new paddling pool too, because last year the sun literally like melted it and it split, and it all just like gallons and gallons of water. So I have my new paddling pool that will go on my, but it's freezing cold and rainy here today. It only got to like 52 degrees and it's been dreary. So we will not have,
was it? So,
yeah, we won't have a Memorial Day opening this year for our little, 18-inch pool.
So it's
we've got the same weather here this
88
weekend.
Fahrenheit on Monday.
Oh gosh, no, it's 30 degrees colder.
So we had 90. I think it just broke 90 on Tuesday. It was like high 70s, mid 80s on no, I think I have it backwards. Either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. One day was like high 80s, one cracked 90. Next day was 56 and raining. It's just been ridiculous over here lately.
Yep. So I didn't get outside. No live streaming today. Probably not tomorrow. I usually do a Memorial Weekend walk to all the war memorials in Washington, D.C. It's
was it this weekend? Is it?
Yeah, and it would have been today that I would have done the walk. The holiday is on Monday, but last year when I did it in the rain, and not going to do it this year in the rain. So I'll have to do it another weekend, because what also happens is because there are so many events on the National Mall, then they start blocking streets and it's not a nice walk. So I'll do that next. I'll try to find some place for a nice little live stream. Hopefully by Monday, the weather will break. It's still going to be lousy tomorrow. So hoping to get out soon. I feel like.
Otherwise, have you got sorting in Conan?
Not sorting it. So I went over to, I think it's Spitwad's place. I don't know who has, I thought it was Dan's place. It's a huge place near New Asgard. And so I'm hanging out there. I found my little crevice where I usually build my pub and market. So the pub and market are coming out. Yeah, Conan has amazing enhancements. I mean, the visuals.
Jay, you've never played that, have you?
Fantastic.
No, still no.
Oh, no. You I think that's one of your games you would actually like.
It is. I just started Subnautica too, because like that style of crafting, so that's right up my alley. I just don't know how I've never really gotten to Conan yet.
Conan's just like update, like completely revamped all their graphics, and like it's
just sorting, open world, combat as you want it, do what you want to do. You can have your own little corner of the map. You can team up with friends or not. I think it's going to be a go-to forever, because it's just, you can play the game to quote finish the game, or you can just build and have fun, and that's what I do. James, did you get it? Like, I know you had the issue that I had trying to log in, but I got in yesterday, so.
I'm in, and I'm me and Viper are doing something, and I'm going to keep them.
You're doing.
You and Viper are always up to something.
You're always doing something.
Nobody
in the
will find
jungle.
me.
Yeah.
Nope. Nobody will find me. Nobody will find me.
And
so
they gave dug me underground.
Yeah, it's either up high or down low. One of the two.
Dungeons.
Oh, it's always up high. It's look up. Yeah, if you look up. That's it. So yeah, I'm not doing a tree house build this time, but yeah, it's, mine's going to be like that. But I know, Hunted wants me to build something as well.
Spot.
He's one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've completely moved
I like
away
the view.
From
I go to the spot where I can build up a little bit high, and then I have a view of the entirety of Chaos Mouth and that whole area.
Bet good. Jay, what anything you got going on?
Forgive me, because my dog is about to start barking because my wife just opened the garage door. So I'll go quick. Nothing in particular. Honestly, it's a holiday weekend here for me. So for me and Sandy, I guess all of America. It's a washout for me, unfortunately. Was planning on golf. That's not going to happen tomorrow. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Just going to kind of readjust. Probably just do some things with the wife and my son. I don't know what yet, though, because like there's no cookout plans, nothing, because it's such a washout. So I don't really know what we're going to do. So we'll figure something out. We'll have some kind of fun, and I'll replace golf tomorrow morning with I don't know, maybe just some work on YouTube or something like that, and then
I
take
think
off
you
with the rest of the
should.
day.
So are you clipping? You said you're jumping into Subnautica 2. Are you
Mhm.
clipping that out? And then there's also, I want a live stream of you with the new Lego Batman.
That's kind of been one that's been on my mind, Sandy. I've been thinking about getting it. Well, so I don't usually like the Lego games, to be honest, because they can be a little bit just repetitive. It feels like it's always the same thing with a different IP attached to it. So I haven't been a huge fan of them historically, but this one looks a bit different. It looks like it's a bit more in depth of a Lego game. And obviously, I mean, the source material it's drawing on is right up my alley.
Batman.
So yeah, you can't go wrong there. So I have actually been thinking about that, both just streaming in general and specifically getting that one to stream. So we'll see. If not, I'll be working on at least some clips or a video or something tomorrow morning before we head out for the day.
Nice.
My dog is greeting now my son and my wife.
That's good. For myself, I haven't got a clue, to be honest. I'm going to be probably busy again. I didn't do anything last week. I'm sorry. No floor pizzas. And then next week is my son's birthday. So yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh nice.
That's it. Same as Dan's.
Applesauce.
Yeah, applesauce is. We got exactly the same birthday. So child. I keep on saying it's gonna sound very gay that like we have a son who has the same birthday. I'm just gonna let him out there. I keep on telling him that. Just going out.
You two are fated to go through life together. I know you are.
Yeah, we've all seen the Little Daniel video, whatever it was.
Oh my God.
The music video.
Burn your eyes. Burn your eyes. It should have won Eurovision. Come on, that should have won Eurovision.
It sounded like something from it, honestly.
It was. That's what he did. And I was like, he went, oh my God, he just went Eurovision. And I was like, my God, that's it. So yeah. But yeah, apart from that, so we got, literally, I'm going to be the chef whenever people come over on Sunday. So that's fine. That's it. And then we're going to do something on the Friday. And that's it. But yeah, it's most people coming in the day and then going out. It's a 5-year-old, so that's it. But film club will still happen. So yeah, he's early to bed, so that's fine. So but yeah, he's loving it. He's got a lot of he won't never see this, so it's okay. A lot of Thomas the Tank Engine stuff that I've
nice.
Nice. He loves Thomas the Tank Engine. Don't know why. I hate trains. I literally do not like trains.
How can one hate trains?
I don't have anything against them, but I was never like a train kid when I was younger. I never played with trains or anything like that.
He's my best friend in the world. I've known him since I moved around quite a lot when my parents getting divorced when I was young. So like I went to the primary school when I was like 7. I don't know what you called it, primary school. So you have your high school. What's before high school? Kindergarten.
Middle school.
Middle school.
So elementary school would be like
7 to 11. We do it. 7 to 11 is primary.
That's elementary. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Of course, they all knew each other from your kindergarten and all that, and I didn't know anybody. And I just sat down. They were designating the classes, and he just came up to me and just was like, "Hello, my name's Ian." I'm really like, and then we've been friends since. He is now a train driver, and he was a train spotter. Yeah, and he literally would go, "Oh, can you come this way?" Like, then he would make me go and watch trains just to go, the number 45, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Why are we standing on the bridge?" I never got it.
It's like being a completist.
I don't know,
and I can appreciate it because I like every time I'm in a new place, I find a new completist list. So in London, it's the borough signs that I like because they're all different. In Washington, D.C.
Borough.
In Washington, D.C., it's those restored call boxes, the fire and police call boxes. And in Rome, it's the public the drinking fountains. There are thousands of the public drinking fountains. And I collected about 16 on this list, and I'm going to collect them all. Someday.
You want to do the blue blue signs next?
The blue. Oh, there's too many of those blue plaques.
Great.
Oh my God!
Except for Jimi Hendrix one, they made purple.
Oh, is it?
He's the only one who has
the one up near Baker Street. It's like near Baker Street.
I can't remember where it is.
Or near
I can't remember where that one is.
Street.
So, but yeah, they were like, no, everybody else has got their blue plaques. Jay, do you know what a blue plaque is?
No.
So what it is where a famous person's lived. Literally, they have a blue plaque, and it could be from anything. It doesn't have to be like narrated. Like don't know why my dad didn't do this. Like he could have got a blue plaque and like the wife, refused to have it. It was because it was an ex-Royal Air Force pilot, and it had so many like shots down. And I was like, that'd be great, and she refused to have it. And I was like, but yeah, Jimi Hendrix won because he lived, you know, he loved London, didn't he? Like more.
But didn't he live in the same house with another? Like, was it a Beatle? Who was it?
Oh, I'm not too sure.
There were like
they moved, but
no, it was like a classical. It was like some kind of like not.
But I loved when I used
Benjamin Britten or one of those,
where I used to live near Hampton Court Palace. There was one I used to go past, and Alan Turing, and I loved that one.
Aww.
I was like, that's cool, Alan Turing. There we go. So he lived there. So, but it's cool when you see him. You're like, oh, but I like it because you go, who's that? And it makes you look. Somebody you go, I've not heard of that name, and it makes you look them up and go, oh, like an engineer or something like that.
I'm sorry. He lived in the same house that George Friedrich Handel lived in.
There you go.
How?
So,
I mean,
yeah, Jimi Hendrix, only person who's got a purple one. There we go. So yeah,
awesome.
But it's there you go, next one. But yeah, my friend, he became a mechanic and then was like, I'm going to become a train driver, and all he does is London to Cambridge, and I'm like, isn't that boring? And he's been doing it for like must be over like 2 decades, and he loves every minute of it.
He should.
I'm like,
hey, good for him.
And I'm like, good for you. And I'm like, yeah. I went like, I couldn't do that. I just go back everything, and he loves it. And it's like his dream. And I'm like, fair play to you. You are doing your dream job, and it pays. They don't pay over like a stupid amount, but it's like a livable, good wage. You know, being a train driver and like that. And he loves it. Absolutely loves it. I call him an idiot all the time. I'm like, how? I was like, how are you? And he goes, no, but we've got that loving relationship. You know, you know, I could literally do anything to him. But yeah, it's he's the greatest guy like in the world. But like, yeah, I can take the piss. But train driver. But that's it. But now my kid never like, I want to be a train driver, and I'm like, it's you. I don't know how that's happened. Don't know how that's connections happened like that. So yeah. So
I think all
son,
kids go through that phase.
Yeah. I keep on saying, do you want to be like pilot?
Because you can build Royal Air Force.
Royal Air Force background. Come on. Just give us something that we can earn a lot of money. Like, you want to be an actor? Do you want to do something?
I guess you could build an Air Force base.
Fair enough. Now he's starting to get into the rope that he actually wants.
Track is kind of.
He wants to design and build them.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Don't know why. But his drawing is getting ridiculously like mathematical as well. So
good.
No, only because I kept saying, "Do you want to drive them, or do you want to build them?" And he was like, "Oh, it'd be cool to build." I went, "Yeah, you can build like tracks and all that, but you have to like learn engineering." So that's it. But
I can't wait for the Christmas card this year.
Oh,
I got the snowman last year.
That was cute. That was great. That was
great.
And the worst thing is, like, I when you say, "Oh, he was great," like he just does it off his own back the other day. Like just does some like weird stuff. He's like, "I need to give this card to somebody." You're like, "Who is it?" He was saying like some like family member. He goes,
"He sent me a voicemail." And he was, "Your son sent me a voicemail."
That's awesome.
I need to say hi to Sandy.
That was so weird. He was like, "I need to speak to Sandy," and I was like, sorry? And he goes, Sandy, who came over and we met, who's from another country. And I went, Sandy, who I do. He goes, I don't know that. He didn't know this film club. And he's like, I don't know that. I don't know what you're on about. He goes, but Sandy, come over. And I was like, but why do you want to speak? He goes, I need to speak to her. I need to speak to her. What do you want to do? And he's like, I need to give you a voice note. And he just literally gave you, hi. And he went, and he has this really funny thing. He has an English posh voice. He has this posh voice. He goes, I need to do this, I need to do this. And then he's like, you press record, he's like, hello, blah, blah, blah. My name is such and such. And he was literally, my name is...
That's funny.
Sandy, I hope you remember me.
Do you remember me?
Remember me? We met when you came over here last time on your holidays. Anyway, I just want to tell you that I love you and I miss you and I hope we can meet up soon or something like that.
Oh, that's like, sweet.
It was just I'm at work and I get a voicemail from and yeah, how can I not remember the young boy that I ran through a medieval library with? Hello. I mean, we're running around like mad at next to Leicester Cathedral. That was so much
It wasn't that like the week of like, I think it was your day, you were like, I've just had to sack loads of people.
It was
I've really made loads of people upset. Really, like, I've had a really bad day. And then Jackson's like, And I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, why? And he just go, hi, I love you, bye.
That's sweet.
It was perfect. But his voice, I am dead serious.
Oh, he just goes
Audiobooks for this kid. He
you know, like when people like have that phone voice. Like, you know, old people have a phone voice. They're like, all right, who's the effing calling me now? Whoa, what's going on?
Hello.
Oh, right, hello. How are you today? This is Peter talking. You know, they have that kind of, they just change. That was him. And I'm like, you have a phone voice already. It's literally.
He does.
Imagine that.
Voiceover
like, oh my God. You'll get it with your kid, Joe, soon.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What is this about? Like that, you go.
Oh, he'll hear me do it. Who the hell's calling me right now? Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, hi. How are you? Yeah. It's great. But you really get like like nearly 5. So yeah, 5-year-old. Yeah, it's things. But he will do that.
5. I can't believe that.
I know. That's it. Time flies.
I'm
learning that.
Especially when I thought it was Film Club 284. Only 84.
It'll
only 84.
Be here before we know. We'll be at 100 by the end of the year. So that's going to be really cool. And Daryl has made it on to, you know, when we did 50, we did a summary of all our high scores, low scores, but we also included like who got to rate a film because Dan had joined us and Hannah had joined us for 2. So we added those. So Daryl, you're now on the list of people who gave a rating. So you'll make it to the 100 list. So that's pretty awesome.
So, yeah. There we go. With a 9.5. That's it. But I like to see, because I'm guessing there's going to be other Westerns that will come up. I always think they're better. So we have to find that. But we have some great ones coming up. So Trading Places, and the Christmas movie, comedy. That's it. And then Jay, you got to do your homework twice. And I'm guessing, 2. Sandy, I think Death of Stalin's a book, isn't it?
I'm just looking because
I think it's a book.
Even if it's not, I'm going to read something. Oh, it is. It's a 2-volume French satirical novel written in many years ago. So it's called Le Mort de Stalin. So yeah, I will read that. I won't read it in the French, sorry. But it's been a while since I've read a book. So
and I'm guessing Trading Places isn't a book.
We'll have to see. I don't think so, but I'll check it out anyway.
I think that's got to be yeah.
I actually returned a book only for the second time in my life. Now, I said I had walked out of only one film in my life, and that was Hail Caesar with George Clooney. And last week, I bought an audiobook for my, travel to Rome so I could have something to listen to. And there was a Pulitzer Prize winning author who wrote about his time in Rome. Oh my God, it was so awful. It's 4 Seasons in Rome. I do not recommend it. By
you return a book, that's bad.
Dewar, who is a Pulitzer Prize, but this book was so navel gazing. It was so narcissistic. It's all about him and his oh my God, I couldn't take it. It was not one paragraph, 1 chapter. I was like, done. This guy is so up his own.
That's bad.
You know what? Yeah, and Audible will let you return after a short
period.
Talking
about books, have you finished your library?
Yes. So
wow.
What happened at the end?
I wrote it down.
What happened at the end? You went through the portal and door, whatever, and
you get a pizza.
What?
Oh, so the letter that is in the library that says, if you go through all this, you get a grand prize. You get the best prize in the world.
Yeah.
And when you go through the door, it's a table with a pizza. You get it. You get a pizza.
Wow.
But so wait, I wrote it down. So it took me 13.5 hours with the first round. Now I'm doing it again. You just have now you just want to beat your own score because you learn little tricks for sorting along the way.
Oh my God.
So hopefully I can get that down. Like I
was it floor pizza?
In half.
I hope it's floor pizza.
No, it was a table and it was a nice.
What kind of pizza was it? Was it like a meat
just
feast or Hawaiian?
Pizza.
Pepperoni pizza.
No kidding.
That is the prize. You get a pizza.
I still want to come to America. I need to get a good pizza. Well, our pizzas are crap. Our pizzas are crap.
And I just came back from Rome, and I think our pizzas are crap after being in Rome.
I was going to say,
it's good pizza.
Yeah.
The Northeast is the best in America, in my opinion. But I'm sure when you go to Rome, it's a totally different ballgame.
And you're right, because I've been like out in California. And, oh my God, the pizza.
Oh my God, California, Florida, Vegas, horrible. Horrible
crisp.
pizza.
British pizzas are terrible. They are.
I don't understand how. It's a simple
Pizza
thing. I don't
Express.
get it.
It's
But
not
No,
bad.
just because we don't like just don't do it properly. It's like there's very rare you're gonna get one that's in a lot of proper.
I don't mind
proper
Pizza
oven.
Express. Maybe because it's just
is Pizza Express like a Domino's,
like
like
a
a kind of
chain?
chain
It's
style?
a little
Yeah.
more high
The
end.
dough, yeah, but
Those
it's like the
are-
dough, yeah, but the dough's it's still not fresh dough; it's frozen dough.
Not,
and then,
but
yeah.
Jay, they have like it's more like a cafe, and they have
Okay.
like some of them have live music, and it's pretty. I like a Pizza Express.
Well, the cool thing about American pizza is, or pizza in America, I should say, is there's just so many different kinds too. So like you really get a variety. You can have your Detroit style, your deep dish out of Chicago, your New York style, thin crust,
Haven.
Greek.
I
I
heard
actually
New Haven
New
twice.
Haven's got phenomenal pizza. It's probably the best pizza in the country, honestly, is New Haven. Greek pizza is a personal favorite of mine. I really like Greek pizza. Yep.
Oh,
It's like a thicker, flakier crust. It's really, Sandy? Is it not common in Europe? We've got a bunch of them here in Mass.
Greek pizza.
Yeah, Greek
look it
pizza.
up
It's like
now.
a
Don't even do
thicker,
pizza.
flakier crust. It's not as thick as like a Detroit style or a deep dish. It still looks more like a New York. What I
We're
say?
gonna make everyone want pizza.
Yeah, it
now.
still looks more like a New York style slice. It's just thicker. It's thicker than the thinner New York slice, but thick and flaky. Very nice crust.
All right, here's the question though. The ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything, and it's not 42. Is pineapple acceptable on pizzas?
Never.
For me, I never want it. Is it acceptable? I mean, nowadays there's
like
so many
it.
random
I like it.
ones.
I
so,
like it.
Yeah, it's acceptable,
I
but
like
it's
it.
not
I
for
don't
me.
mind. I don't mind a ham and pineapple pizza.
Well, there's those, but I've seen honestly weirder stuff on pizza.
It wouldn't
So
be my
pineapple's
first
not even that
pick.
weird anymore.
It wouldn't be my first pick. Yeah.
See, I used to work at a sub shop and a deli when I was in high school, and after school every day I went and I was slicing onions and tomatoes and whatever. But we had a sub that was pineapple, ham, and Swiss cheese. It was super good. So on a sub roll, on a crispy sub roll, yes. On a pizza, no. But I love ham, pineapple, and Swiss cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. The best one is I
Melted
always
on a
think
toasty.
Florentine. The worst, the one time I had it, pizza and egg. Weird.
Oh, I've breakfast pizzas. I've
Weirdest
seen.
thing
I'm
you
not
go,
a fan.
that
I
is
don't like
weird.
it.
No.
Egg is the sauce. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, no, it's an egg, like a fried egg. They put crack an egg.
Oh no!
It's
See, I've
like,
seen it.
mozzarella. It's like
That's maybe better
yeah,
than what I've seen.
mozzarella, spinach, basil, and then they just crack
like
eggs,
an
and then
omelet,
put
like
more,
kind of thing.
more cheese.
So I've seen it where
it's
the
weird.
egg becomes the sauce on dough, and then they just do
Oh, no,
breakfast
I've
meat
never seen
sauce.
that.
And it's not good if you ask me. I was not a
Oh
fan.
no,
of
this
it.
one is weird. It's just like it works in a very weird. You look at it, you go, "What have you just done to that pizza?" And it works. It really, really works. But it has to
I
be,
could
like,
honestly
thin.
see that kind of being better than something
Yeah,
about. Do they say they put sauce on the egg still? Like they basically do all
No,
pizza
no,
toppings?
it's
or
just
they
like
do-
normal pizza. So it's like tomato, mozzarella, like a
Right, so they
you know,
still put that
basil,
on, right.
spinach, and then they just a little bit of like they have like a. It's not like like an Italian sausage, and then they just like
Mhm.
but really small.
okay.
I
And
could
then,
see
like,
that working better
eggs.
than the version I've had. The
Yeah,
version I've had
egg,
with
like,
the
that should be
egg
like
as the
scrambled egg,
sauce is
wouldn't it?
gross.
You just be
It's
scrambled
mixed
egg.
with the dough. It's just not. It's not good if you ask me.
No, that's not good. No. But anyway, pizza tonight then, guys.
Actually,
Could
I
do
am.
for some, honestly.
Actually, my husband was at the beach just for one night, like this weekend, and there's a really great place. Jay, if you're ever down on the Delmarva, and there's a chain, it's only on the Eastern Shore. It's called Grottos, Grottos. Look it up on the internet.
Who are we are sponsored by tonight?
They have, and the reason I love them, it's the best sauce in the world. It's like a tangy, super tangy, and you bring home what's called a half-baked. So I texted him this morning. I'm like, bring home 2 half-baked. He just heated up the oven. I just told him, heat up the oven.
nice.
As soon as I'm out of here, I'll put that pizza
Half
in.
baked, so you don't actually have to bake it when you get home.
You only have to bake it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
because
just
it's
to
half-baked.
essentially finish the
okay.
process.
Yeah,
right.
you
I do
turn the
like
oven up
how
to
like our
425.
larges are like this, and then you're super. You
Oh,
get,
this
like,
is
some-
huge. Just a 16
some,
inch.
like,
It's huge.
ridiculous-
It takes
oh my
up the
God.
whole, and
That
right
is
on the rack.
ridiculous. Like our ones, what? It's like I don't know, like you like. Yeah, it's tiny. They're like that.
Oh, this will feed all 4 of us. Well,
that's like our mediums.
This will feed all 3 of us, and we'll have leftovers tomorrow.
Nice.
No, we out.
Question for you guys: do you guys do cold pizza as the leftovers, or do you always have to heat it up?
The best cold pizza I've ever had was Pizza Hut when they used to do a steak feast in the 90s. It used to be a steak, like literally steak on a pizza.
Do you, Jay? Do you do cold
Yes,
pizza?
I do like cold pizza.
I like cold.
I got nothing against cold pizza. I do like to heat it up sometimes if I'm in the mood to like wait and all that. But if I'm like in a rush and I'm grabbing something out of the fridge, if it's a cold slice, I'm totally fine with that.
Cold pizza and you're slightly not like overly hungover, but you're a little bit hungover. But you're like, it's the best.
Yeah.
You're like,
those are the moments when you can't wait for it to heat up.
But I can't be bothered to cook it. Oh, there's pizza there.
Yep.
All right, favorite toppings, Jay. Favorite toppings.
Honestly, I'm not too picky when it comes to pizza. Anything on a meat lovers is fine with me. So any one of those individually are all good. I'm not a huge fan of like, I don't know if you guys have heard of this, like chicken broccoli ziti pizzas. I've seen people do those. Like that's when you're starting to get a little too wild for me. Those are 2 separate meals. They don't have to be mixed. But my favorite like kind of specialty pizza is actually a buffalo chicken pizza. That's my favorite specialty one. But in terms of toppings, honestly, all of them are, they're all good.
Awesome. James, what about you? Favorite topping?
I like I used to go like meat feast, like we'd just pack it with loads of meat.
Yeah, like the meat lovers. That's what we call it.
Yeah. Lately, just like I like a vegetarian one.
Too much heartburn for meat lovers these days.
Give me like that.
There's the old people talking again.
No,
we talked about it.
Just like give me some jalapenos and mozzarella.
Jalapenos
nice fresh, and just make it a little bit spicy, but not too much, and like. That's it, but like, not overpowering on meat. I just like kind of, not like it's plain, but just it depends on the place. But I like,
Sometimes I'll just go cheese because I'm just in the mood for something simple and just getting that plain, simple cheese and sauce taste. I have nothing against that either.
Sandy,
I'm a banana pepper and sun-dried tomato person.
Banana pepper?
Oh, interesting.
Peppercini. It's the yellow hot pepper. Peppercini. Do you know that?
Peppercini. What is a what? But
have you ever had a stuffed pepperoncini, Sandy?
Yes. Yes.
Banana pepper. Oh, okay. We call them sweet peppers.
Yeah,
but
the
they're
sweet
not
ones.
sweet. Yeah, I guess they're
sweeter.
I've got them
that
in the
and
garden.
I got into sun-dried. So you still do the regular sauce, and then regular mozzarella cheese, but sun-dried tomatoes on top of that. Oh my gosh, it's such a good flavor. And then the banana peppers. Yes.
Yeah, I don't like peppers on like that kind of pepper on my pizza. I just don't like them that sweet. So that's
awesome.
There we go.
Alrighty, now I am
there we go.
starving.
We've gone through
Let
every
me go.
genre
I gotta
now.
turn
We've
the
gone
oven
through
on.
westerns, food, sports, weather. There we go.
We've done it.
We've done it all with
History.
literally 5
We've
minutes,
had a
4
couple
minutes
of
to
history
spare.
classes.
A little bit of history, a little bit of 4 minutes spare before a 4-hour stream. So everybody, hope you enjoy your pizza tonight. And Daryl, we finally did it. We got there. We got your Western. But everybody, have a great one.
And Jay,
long weekend, is
Pete
it? So you
is
guys got
streaming.
Monday off as well?
We do have Monday off.
Yep, I'm actually off through Tuesday, so I've got a nice long weekend.
Oh, okay. Nice. There we go. Nice.
And I've got to go do bedtime so I can hear the little one having a little fit behind me.
I hear him.
He's with his mom now, so I got to go give a hand.
There we go. All right. Well, let's call it there. Everybody, have a great one. Have a great long weekend in the UK and the United States. And we will see you for a little bit of a Christmas festival. We're trading places next time. For now, bye-bye.